recording, so that way that's the first thing that people hear. Welcome, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. I'm Omar Krieg, your Lord and Commander and host for this, the second episode of Star Wars One-Shots, Edge of the Empire, Mask of the Pirate Queen. That's an awful lot to put into the title bar, but we're just going to go with Star Wars One-Shots. I am joined by our Game Master, Grimdark James, Darius, Kane, and Fohammer. So we'll check in with those guys in just a second. I don't have any admin notes or anything like that to put out, so let's actually skip all the BS and go straight to intros. Darius, what's new and exciting for you, my friend?
Good books. That's about it.
Okay. I don't really think we need to add much more to that, other than maybe asking which books you've been reading, but good books is always a good thing.
Variety of books on web novel.
Okay. Nice. All right, well, let's move on. Kane, you're next. What's new and exciting for you, my friend?
After 8 months of trying, with issues with scheduling and just losing repeatedly, I finally beat the game Barotrauma, and I feel really good about it. I don't care if it's totally irrelevant, but that's
you know
gonna
what?
be my update for this.
Yeah, you know what?
Can I just ask though? I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead, James. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, like, I know that barotrauma causes a lot of stress. Like, could being the game simply be deciding not to keep playing? Like, I'd like to know, did you actually defeat the game, or did you just admit defeat to the game?
I have verifiable on Steam the achievement for making it to the end credits.
Okay.
And yes, it was stressful.
Oh man, I can't tell you the last time
you learn real quick how friendly you are with your friends when you play that game.
That's a co-op game, isn't it? I've heard the name a handful of times, but I never got into it.
I recommend it, especially if you like yelling at your friends.
I don't. I'm a very angry person somewhere deep down inside. I don't think that would be a good time for people playing with me.
Is anyone here familiar with the game Space Team?
I am not.
No.
So you need to do this, Fohammer, in your job. So Space Team is a free app you can download. It's listed on the App Store as a competitive shouting game. A cooperative shouting game, sorry. So effectively, when everyone loads up Space Team, you all connect your cell phones together to play the game. It works across Android and Apple, and every person gets like their part of like a Starship console in like a Star Trek style Starship console thing, and on everybody's screen, emergencies keep popping up, and you've got to yell out what has to happen. You might have the control for that emergency, but someone else in the group might have it instead. So you've got to yell it out so that other people in the group make sure that they hit whatever control they have to prevent your emergency. Well, you're also trying to listen for the emergencies that are on your screen, and you're all trying to do this to stop the ship from blowing up. And
so we would all be getting these different warning notices, but it would be somebody else who has to fix the problem to clear the warning notice.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh
and they're all really stupid things like, quick, someone set the broom wrestler to 16. And someone's got to find, like, have I got that control on my console, and have I set it to the right number?
Oh my god, that sounds hilarious, but also, somebody's gonna get fired.
Great. Not sure if that's a team building or a team destroying exercise.
Oh, that definitely is a team destruction exercise. I would say this much. I honestly cannot remember the last time I beat a video game, like completed a video game. Now, I'm giving a good solid effort on Rogue Trader, but yeah, like Red Dead Redemption, I got maybe like the second or third chapter. I think the one when you go to, it's not Louisiana, but it's made to look like Louisiana.
Fictional Louisiana,
yeah. I think I got a couple
Bordeaux,
of missions.
I think it's called, or something like that.
Saint Denis is the city, I think. But anyway, I got about that far into the game, and I just couldn't get any further. Mostly because I'm easily tempted by other games. So I think the last game that I actually completed would have been either Oblivion or Fallout, I want to say 3. Was 3 the one where you had to go and get the water purification system back from the Brotherhood or something like that?
Wasn't that 1?
That was 1.
No. I never played 1 or 2. This was definitely 3 because it was definitely a first-person shooter mode.
There was like some like water like purification thing like at the end, but But that was like the original point of like
It had
the whole
No, so number
like
three
adventure hook of the
was
first one.
number three was the Garden of Eden
yeah,
tool.
yeah.
Was the I think at the end, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
with,
what it was,
I
yeah.
want to say it was Malcolm
Yeah.
McDowell voiced the main antagonist. I think it was.
I know it was the one that Liam Neeson played your father in.
Yeah, it was that one. Sorry, I heard a sound outside and it made absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
My brain was like, "What the hell is even going on?" But yeah, so congratulations, Kane, on completing Barotrauma, and good luck on however many other games you're currently working on. Foehammer, other than me talking shit to you all the time, what's new and exciting for you?
Hey, I'm Foehammer. I play the Trandoshan Trokk on this Edge of the Empire Pirate Queen Mass game.
You got all the
Um,
keywords, you're just in the
Yeah, it's
wrong
got the
order.
keywords. They might just be in the wrong order. Yeah. But no, things are good. I completed my first actual tabletop Blood Bowl game with my oldest son. Working on finishing a game with my youngest son, and I think I finally got that hook in. So hopefully we do in some more games. Sorry, actually, I think he wants to do a game of Street Bowl next, which or not Street Bowl, Gutter Bowl, which is on the 11th field, that's slightly, it's the size of the 11th field, but with like different, you know, whatever, areas you can't go into, but it uses the sevens number of turns and stuff. So it's faster, it's, more brutal, the ground has mighty blow type thing. So injuries are more common, but
The ground has mighty blow, and if you
yeah,
don't,
because
what's
it's
wrong
like a
with
cobblestone. So yeah, anytime you get knocked down, +1 on the roll or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, that was lots of fun, and of course, typical Blood Bowl fashion, ended in a 1-1 draw. So
I was gonna ask, is that the match that I commented on with it being, hey, look, yet another draw?
yes, that was that. Yeah, we both like basically scored early, and then or scored in the first half, and then neither one of us could, we would both get like within like a few squares of like the end zone, but then turn it over. He actually he actually was doing a rush into the end zone with his goblin with the ball to score to go up 2-1 and failed the rush with no reroll. So
the go for it.
The 2+, yep,
Yeah.
with no rerolls. I'm like, welcome to Blood Bowl.
That's rough.
Welcome to Blood Bowl, kid.
Yeah, I
is
wouldn't
rough.
know what that's like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
and
know what that's like. I've never had a reroll unless I got a Knuffles blessing or something. And even then, I was kind of like, I don't know how to use this thing. Here, just take it back.
Yeah.
All right,
that was a big highlight, and yeah, just excited to be here and see where things go.
Yeah, same here. I don't think I really have a whole lot of anything new and exciting. I have made some choices in my personal life. I'm not going to divulge all the information, but slowly feeling like some stress and pressure is coming off the shoulders, so that's always a plus.
Are your pronouns changing?
No, they are not.
Okay.
Let's just say I may have made some questionable decisions in the past, and I am now what may be out of the wake of. So we might be back in the calm waters again. So
Nice.
on that note, speaking of calm waters and the rumbly tumblies of the wake, James, what's new and exciting for you? And go ahead and transition without a transition into the no pronouns needed segue. I'm rambling. I can't figure out how I want to say this. Just take it away, James, in whatever fashion you
look.
feel appropriate.
My only exciting this week, I think, was probably that I finally found a buyer for my late father's music collection, and I'm picking up Australian dollars about 70 grand, which is probably about
Nice.
52 US, 50k US, which is like it validates my father's belief that he had a sought after collection, which I think is good for him, but also very good for me too. Only other news was that we're running the Star Wars game in Foundry, by the way, Foundry VTT, which something I shifted to about 2 years ago from Roll20. Foundry you do have to pay for, unfortunately, as you're the server, but I find it one of the best VTTs out there. But like most VTTs, it is most powerful when applied to D&D 5e. It's not got the most stuff for it. And over the last 2 years, I ran a campaign of Curse of Strahd using Foundry, and I was learning Foundry when I first did Curse of Strahd, but I wanted to make sure I put in stuff like all the sound effect cues and the music and animations and interactive maps that allowed you to open doors and go between levels and see spell effects going on. And I really enjoyed running that campaign. It finished about 6 months ago, and I've been missing running like a hardcore, fully immersive D&D game in Foundry. So I've been working on building out the Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus module, which reviews aren't that great on, but I think, you know, any good group can make any game fun, regardless of how poorly reviewed the module is. And what's more, it's also a prequel to the events of Baldur's Gate 3.
I was just going to ask that, because I thought I thought it sounded familiar when you said Descent into Avernus.
Yeah, so it's a prequel to the events of Baldur's Gate 3. So I thought I'll run that at some point in the future. I don't know who for or when yet, but I have been slowly entering, like creating all the maps in Foundry and adding all the lighting and the sound effects and the triggers. And so I've probably sunk about 60 hours of Foundry work into it so far, and I've completed Act 1 of 5 this week.
Hey, so... only another, what's that, 240 hours to go.
Yeah,
Keep it up.
But but that's an achievement, though. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy building it in the anticipation of then running it. So, yeah.
I remember one of the problems, as I mentioned before. There's a number of games I've played that I've never completed. Neverwinter Nights 1 or 2 is a prime example of that, because I play the game for a little while, and then I start exploring the create your own adventure stuff. And then once I'm in there, I'm lost. I'm gone. I'm figuring it out for days. By the time I get frustrated, now I'm done with the whole franchise altogether, and I don't come back to it for months or years. And then I come back to it. It's just a slow, gradual repeat of the previous cycle. Play for a while.
I used to finish games all the time, and then I had children, and that was it. That was just like, games don't get finished anymore. I did finish Road Trader recently, and I am this close to finishing Baldur's Gate 3. If I can actually find the time to sort of spend like the last 2 hours of game to actually get it done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I take that back. I did finish Solasta a couple weeks ago, but that was a group effort thing. It wasn't just me. So
yeah, and try playing the expansion is longer than the main game.
Is it really?
The most recent expansion, yeah.
The Ice Palace or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, it just keeps going. Like you think, oh, okay, this is a great place to wrap it up. Oh, that was the end of Act 1, apparently. Okay.
It's almost like they made it a sequel. They just called it a DLC.
That's it. All right. Well, speaking of Foundry, why don't we go look at Foundry? Where we can do the all-important game starting rolls. As you see, I've set the Destiny back to 0. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll for the group's obligation. And all right, Seren's obligation is triggered, which means Seren's strain threshold is reduced by 2 for this session, which I'll take off. And everybody else's strain threshold is reduced by 1.
Oh dear.
That's to demonstrate the fact that effectively Seren's stress affects everybody.
Yeah. We're
why
all
don't we,
stressed by Seren's stress.
Kane, what can you tell like the people at home about Seren's obligation and what it means for her to be like what taxes her mind in her day-to-day life now that causes this problem?
She is occasionally more or less concerned about, but it's always somewhat present in her mind, that she's afraid of getting caught. Especially after Seren is a little bit older. So her records of her existence existed in the Jedi Temple. And with everything that happened afterwards and the time she spent hiding in the Outer Rim, she's always concerned that that'll be the one time she gets unlucky and she gets found because of somewhere she's been, maybe a clue that she's left behind. Sometimes she obsesses over, like, is there something that I need to go find and erase? I need to, maybe the stash of things that I left, like maybe it's been found. I don't know. And she gets stressed about it.
Okay. Well, we actually may see some of that come up today. So just because obligations roll doesn't mean it will come up in the session. It just means that the stress of the obligation is affecting the characters for the session, but it may also mean that something might happen session-wise, and I can already think of something that might go along with that. But in the meantime,
We get an Inquisitor on our trail now.
I'm going to call for the Destiny roll. So if you look in chat, you should see the GM has requested Destiny, and click on that button there.
Oh, let me keep forgetting to switch it over. We are at
Sorry,
2
coming
and
in with
2.
the lights so far, but we still need, I think, waiting
Oh,
for
we need Darius.
Darius to
There
roll.
it is.
Yep.
Of course. Why does this not surprise me? Why am I not surprised that Darius tips us to the dark side?
Well, so just for your benefit, by the way, having a character who is dark side or light side aligned actually can affect this roll too. So if a character is a boon of the light side, they are a brilliant light in the force, then whatever happens, you get to add one additional white to your pool after all the rolls are done. If a character is consumed by the dark side, then every session one of your light points gets converted into a dark point. So yeah, and you can have both happen, of course, in the same. If you had a group which had a light light aligned and a dark aligned,
you'd have to have a lightsaber duel. That's the only way to settle who's the true master of the force. Yoda said it himself. I'm sorry. Go ahead, James. I'm interrupting.
Interesting enough, 2 and 3 is where we've ended off last session as well. So we've just come back to where we were.
Yeah.
And I think we had it ended off last session in the shop of a certain Rhodian by the name of what was his name? It was Krizo Wazanti.
Yeah.
But before we go back to that scene, let's go back to our other two, which was Seren and Feylon, who have been leaked hacksaws. Hacking their way through the layers of security of the of this particular travel company in order to access the deep lore within.
Trying to steal their datas.
That's right. Yes.
I think
Somewhere
more
inside-
accurately, what's going on is Seren is doing all of the keyboard computer shenanigans, and Feylon is just sitting in his pilot seat, just staring off into the few stars he can see through the night haze of the local lights.
I hear that somewhere inside these slicing tools there are files to remove.
Well, so far you've been doing well. So at this point in time, all of their bases do belong to you. So
wow, so many callbacks right now.
I just hadn't opened the document, which I'm just opening right now. So let me just check the last thing we did computers wise for you. Let's just scroll back up from this abortion of combat we just had.
The last thing I remember was we mostly being Darius, was checking out a slicer, and then
so Darius bought a slicing kit.
Okay.
And then Seren and Feylon decided to go and
oh, that's right. We did go into a club.
We went to a space box so we could use the free Wi-Fi.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It's McDonald's hacking. You just go from free Wi-Fi to free Wi-Fi.
Yeah. It's a good thing it's the modern era of Star Wars and not like the Clone Wars where Wi-Fi wasn't that big.
Not that I'm bitter, but the first year my podcast did not win in any. The person that did win in any told me that they went from McDonald's to McDonald's, joining different Wi-Fi's to get different IP addresses to vote for themselves multiple times. Wow. And they called it a Happy Meal victory.
Appropriate name. I will say that.
Yeah. So I remembered that I cruised the site and found the gateway to their their secretive stuff, and I tried to break into it. Didn't succeed, but I managed to not set off any alarms. So I think the last thing that we did was I told you we need to go to a different space box.
Yes.
So I could keep working on this.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that we cut to a scene with like a person with a cup at the counter, calling out, "Failure? Is there a failure?"
Damn it, James. I think Feylon is just like, oh my goodness, okay, I'm right here. I'm just gonna go and grab my cup of whatever I ordered. Probably some sort of like rejuvenating tea to work off whatever might still be lingering from that turbo laser.
Yeah. So the roll you're trying to beat here, Kane, is still 2 purple and a red.
I shall try again. I am going to spend a point like I did last time.
You've still got the you had 3 advantage last time, so I will still give you a blue on this one as well.
My notes said that I had enough advantage that I was making the same rolls I did last time, which I think has 2 blue in it.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, yes, because you're still getting assistance from Feylon as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is watching out.
Yeah, that's why I went to go get a drink.
You go.
I didn't have that open.
Okay, success. with
2 successes.
Okay. So the layers of this security system sort of peel back, and you have entered on the system what is the Seronet gateway, and it seems to be, for the most part, an information store. It's pretty much like a site that operatives within this platform can just upload important stuff to. You've got no control privileges. There's definitely a layer you could go deeper if you wanted to, but what you do have access to right now is information. So what sort of information are you looking for in the network of this known piracy group?
I'm gonna come back to the table and sit my drink down. I'm gonna look at the screen. Like, what kind of information do you think we can find in there? And I'm gonna say this kind of sotto voce. I don't want people overhearing us. But I'm looking and I kind of sort of make some sense of it. I'm like, hey, what about where some of their maybe some of their storage facilities might be? And I'm not air quoting, but I'm air quoting when I say storage facilities.
I would like to pull logistics type information. Goods, transportation, destinations.
Yep. Okay. Well, it doesn't take you long to basically pull up a set of coordinates, which appears to be a commonly used destination here on Shinigami. It is literally just like latitude, longitude style grid coordinates. It is not a description or a name of a place. It just has, when delivering, please come to these coordinates.
So this is a drop off point, or is this some other location?
It doesn't say. It's simply just telling people that when they come here to Shinigami, this is where they should go to. It does. There is. Actually, I'm not going to do that without advantage. I'm just going to say it's what you've got with your success is simply that you've got local coordinates.
I think if we wanted to try to pull anything more from this, it would get much more. We'd be risking losing the value of the information we already have.
Well, I will tell you that if you wanted to go further, the next level check is against 1 purple and 3 red.
Yeah, I just take one look at the task ahead of me and tell Feylon, this is as far as we go.
Sure. I'll trust your computer hack. Slice.
I've forgotten. I didn't have the spaceport music going. Let me get the spaceport. The sound
Thank you,
thing.
Tabletop Audio, by the way. Tabletopaudio.com.
Yep.
Well,
there it goes.
I suppose
now it feels like I'm on. Now it feels like I'm in Mos Eisley.
Yeah, I'll just I put the tools away, and I suppose there's no reason we can't finish enjoying the drink. I'm sure
Hey,
if the others aren't busy, I'm sure they've made themselves busy, or they'll be doing just as much as they would when we get back, anyways.
Didn't what's her name tell us about somebody else? Former member of this esteemed group.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could find some. I'm wondering if we can find some information to corroborate the story that she gave us, and maybe find a way to track him down, known associates, that sort of stuff. Do some real, Arbitrage's detective work. Arbitrages don't exist here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it
security.
certainly might be able to give us some interesting insight, but I'm not really sure how I would find him.
Well,
I mean, how good are you at hitting the streets?
we could definitely look around town. I was wondering if maybe there might be some public database that we could look into to get recent activities and just how clean is this guy.
I mean, I'll take a quick look on the local holonet. Do they have a white pages?
For which one? Sorry for the.
For
for
Grafland.
is that his name? I have his name down, but oh yeah, Grafland, the
Oh,
former brigand.
I mean, look, his address was already included in the information that you were given on the data pad.
Oh, I'm trying to find more
Unfortunately-
information. Whatever.
Unfortunately, somebody hoarded the pad before anyone else could look at it, so we didn't get to see the address.
Yeah, I would say this guy's data trail is pretty minimal. So, other than that, you can probably find like some, a HoloNet social media posting of someone complaining about their annoying old neighbor Graf Lind. There is not really much else that this person stands out as.
Is there anything? And I'm willing to make a underworld roll or other skill that's needed, but I'm wondering if there's maybe information that someone not. How do I want to say this? Somebody in the know would know how to read between the lines to get more information. Does that make sense, James?
Yeah, no worries. Give me a difficulty 3 underworld roll, so 3 purple.
Oh, that's sorry. I clicked the actual dice. 3 purple.
Yeah.
Oops. There we go. I'll just roll with it and see what happens. And I forgot to switch it over to the thingy. Failed.
Failed with an
advantage.
advantage. Okay. So you don't know Silicami well enough to know, like you've seen gangs, but gangs and the underworld are, there's a level of separation there. What you do know is that according to Venlana, he was once a member of their crew, and obviously you don't leave crews easily, and apparently they tried to kill him, according to Venlana. So the fact that he's still alive probably means that he is a skilled individual, and probably good at not getting in his former employer's way. Because, if they really wanted to kill him enough times, he's not going to survive multiple attempts. Especially given that apparently he's been out for 6 years, so he's probably getting on a bit. But
He's either disappeared or he's figured out a way to get them to stay off his trail.
Yeah.
And I'll say that to Seren, of course. But everything that you just said, I'm going to relay. Whatever I'm getting.
I will remind you that we have communicators.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? I have an earbud. My ear itches every now and again. So it's constantly like falling. I have that problem real world. Like I had that problem where one ear is a different shape or different size than the other. So 2 earphones, one stays in, no problem. The other one pops out easily. And it's just like, God, this is annoying. Anyways, it's probably more information anybody ever wanted to know about me, but whatever. I'm going to look at Seren and be like, all right, well, yeah, this guy's really good at laying low. Finding him may be a bit more of a challenge, or we need to try a different route, but what do you think? Key in with the other guys and see what they've got?
Well, they're either at the ship or they're busy. So I say we head back to the ship and see if the data pad is there, and if it's not, see if they need any help.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, off you head.
Off we head.
Meanwhile, at the
Force.
outside his shop, I think Trokk has got the Rhodian bailed up out of his speeder. The droid is standing passively by nearby after being called off, and the Rhodian is probably gibbering in a combination of basic and Rhodese, various like "please don't kill me" sort of type things. He's clearly quite afraid now that he's been caught and has no further defenses. And I think he has a knife to his throat as well from memory.
Yeah, I think he has a vibro sword.
He's got a vibro sword in his throat.
Yeah. So yeah, his already bulging eyes are even wider still as he.
So at this point, I think we ended the last episode with Trokk basically saying we could be civil. So at this point, I think Trokk would just kind of like pick him up, like almost like mother cat style by the back of his collar or whatever. Scruff of his neck type thing. So his feet are just kind of like barely touching the ground, so he can kind of like shuffle a little bit, and we'll lead him back into the shop, and Trokk will basically say something to the effect of, we could talk about this civilly, but I'm thirsty. Why don't you have your droid get us something to drink?
I mean, you look at the droid, like its hands are like gigantic clamps, it's probably its ability to like operate a water fountain, pretty minimal. I can even show you the
That'd be
picture of what
hilarious
it
if you
looks like
still
again.
pulled it off, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
and
he just
I
comes in carrying a carafe. I
Yeah.
said that right.
and I think I think Trokk would like understand that this thing is not capable of being like a servant droid to like serve
Yeah.
drinks and stuff. It's more he wants the droid to be doing something else other than like hovering like around them.
Okay.
Give it a task to do so it's not like by us.
Of course, I will withdraw my sword as soon as he starts taking him inside.
Okay, no worries.
And at that point, I think we'll probably just like have him sit down on whatever accounts for seat in his shop. Trokk will probably sit on like a crate of whatever and he'll probably reiterate what he was saying originally when we came to the shop and we greeted him and he said, "Tell us about the pirates that you got the stolen goods from."
Certainly, any time you give him orders to do the droid, by the way, he dresses the droid as Kuchu, which you probably would know as Huttese for idiot.
Well, he's doing it now. I'm just picturing him like trying to like get like some whatever the Star Wars equivalent of like tea is, and just trying to with his loader arms and no
Don't you
opposable
know?
thumbs. And,
Don't you know? It's boba tea.
Boba tea.
God, I'm going to hell for that one.
Yeah. All right. Look. I didn't know. All right. I didn't know that the stuff was stolen. I'm innocent. All right.
That's fine. Just tell us about the people you got them from.
Well, they're a pirate gang. Call themselves the Veiled Sorority. We don't know that for you. There's men and women in there as well, but they work under this really sort of tough pirate called the Pirate Queen. They work out of Blackwind Crater, not far from maybe 4 hours flight from town.
Black Wing Crater.
Black Wind Crater.
Black Wind.
Got a map?
Yeah, okay. He sort of goes over and like pulls out a drawer and shuffles through various like large bits of paper, everything from like droid blueprints to posters, and eventually pulls out like a large A1 map, which is crumpled and dirty, and drops it onto the counter, which shows like the environs of the city of Telecami and its immediate surroundings. And he points to so I mentioned before that Telecami has used to have historical asteroid impacts all the time, and so its surface is dotted with large impact craters. He points to a large crater, several 100 miles from town, and when I say large, I mean like you're talking 12, 13 miles across the crater. So it's not a small thing by any means, but it's certainly you can see the crater from space, sort of thing.
The whole city in there.
Yep. And
You said it was a Blackwind crater?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
and
Sorry, not 16. Sorry, it's about 5 miles across. Sorry, so still quite big.
You put a village in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Trokk will say, how many?
How many what?
How many pirates, you idiot?
Oh, a couple of dozen. I never go all the way in. I just land, pick up the goods, deal with whoever in charge, and then head off.
So they know you. How do you get in? Do you have a transponder code? Do you tell them how do you let them know that you're coming so they don't shoot you?
Well, they usually contact me and tell me to come. They've got stuff to be picked up or sold. I fly out there in my speeder. He indicates the airspeeder out the thing, out the back, and they usually meet me on their landing platform, and we do the deal.
Trokk will look to Gregor. I mean, that's basically enough for Trokk. Trokk has a place to go now. Potentially, 24 people to punch.
Trokk has a new Trokk has a new target now.
Sorry, say that again.
Does the datapad have like a scanner function that I can take a picture of the map?
No, it's not that. It's like a it's the sci-fi equivalent of a notepad, basically. So it doesn't really have that sort of function.
Yeah.
You can just take the map if you want. The map is a roll of paper.
It's an old school Kindle.
Yeah, well, then I have to concern myself with whether or not I'm going to give him some money.
He's not asking for anything other than his life.
I think you can take whatever you want right now.
Probably true.
I'm not condoning violence, mind you, because far be it from me to try to push you further into the dark side. I think you've got that well on your own.
I'm not trying to go to the dark side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a long
Trokk
conversation with Kane about that.
Well, Trokk is his scaly ass. So, oh wait, no, that's right. We did get an advance. Well, yeah, we have an advance. So, Trokk will probably, do whatever the the Star Wars equivalent is of transferring money to him, like whatever datapad. I don't know how that's done. If there's hard currency or whatever. But
Well, so in the setting, you can have coins.
Yeah.
More often, you break down your money into credit chips, like simply just like this chip is loaded with 100 credits, for example, and that's usually the fastest way to pay for most things, rather than carrying literally, because credits like one credit's one coin. So if you wanted to pay someone 100, you wouldn't give them 100 coins; you give them a credit chip worth 100.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I think Trokk will probably give him I don't know. It seems like a good amount. Let's say 50. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say like either 100 or 200 or something like that, whatever feels appropriate for the fact that you barged into the place and beat him up.
10. Well, here's what Trokk was going to do. Trokk will he'll give him 100 credits, and he'll say, "You see the pirates again? You call me on my communicator. You call us on our communicator. You don't say a word to them. You just tell us that they contacted you, and you get any other information about these pirates, you let us know."
Yeah.
And it'll basically indicate that there's more where this came from. But basically he's looking to leverage him potentially as a source of information, and that's the ultimate trade probably for a guy like him is information.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He nods emphatically at the suggestion that he will, continue to be useful to you.
And I guess at that point we'll just walk out and Trokk will say, good doing business with you.
I think if as the camera follows you two out from like over the Rhodian shoulder, that we the audience just see him go to his computer terminal and start like bringing up sites for how to get like trips off world.
He's on Expedia.com.
So you want to emigrate from Salakami?
Keep tickets.holonet.
Oh, like here, lastminute.com. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so I guess we'll the group of you will then meet up sometime later back at the ship.
Speaking of the ship, we had some off-air conversations over the last week about a ship's name. Have we come to a decision? Shall we reveal it, or do we want to deliberate some more?
I took the last name that was just started in chat, and that's what I put into the ship on the
Okay.
That is not the last name that was discussed.
I mean, okay. There was.
I think it was.
I know that you added. I think no, he added something to it, but no one else seemed to be on board with your suggestion. I'm afraid.
Oh, the Roman numerals or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't know.
I like it the way it is.
Yeah, let's blow this one up first and then name the next one Phelan's Folly 2. But we'll call that one TOO instead of Roman numeral 2.
Yeah. Especially because most people would ask you what's a Roman.
Well, yeah, that too. I'm sorry, Imperial Script.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aurebesh. Aurebesh is the name of
There
the
you go.
the
Yeah,
basic
Aurebesh.
language,
Orbish
No,
numerals.
they're Rodan numerals.
God, Rodin. Wow, wow. All right, sorry, James. I just wanted to throw that one out there. So the name of our ship is the Phelan's Folly. There may or may not be something of a crazy ass idea that was never fully fleshed out as to why we named it that.
Yeah. And I know, for example, that you guys, I think some of you have seen the various layouts, but I can show you. I'm just going to bring it up on the screen now. What the layout of? Oh, I don't know what's playing battle music. Stop playing battle music.
I didn't hear battle music. I have support music.
Hasn't moved across yet. Jeez.
Yeah, it's still loading on my screen.
Okay.
Kind of big though. It looks like. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
Give it a second. There we
Yeah, look at that.
Right. Well, I need to have a quick phone call. You guys are looking at that, all right? So I will just be a second.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I'm claiming this spot here, and I think somewhere down this is the lounge.
So
This
I
is
think
cargo, if
I
I'm
think
not mistaken.
Feylon and Seren's rooms are these rooms.
Yeah, closest to the cockpit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then both of you are in the same room.
Would be this room and this room.
Yep. We got room for 2 passengers and/or droids.
Yep.
And I think this looks like a workshop of some sort or engineering.
That
maybe?
is
That's
the
the
bathroom.
bathroom.
Oh, is it? I'm not
Yeah.
zoomed in terribly far.
I
Like,
mean,
I have-
unless you really like to work on your blasters while you're on the can.
I mean,
And
you
then
gotta
this-
use your time wisely, right? What is
This
that?
here is the armory.
Ah, yes. Let me zoom in a wee bit more here. And then, all right, so that makes this. What is that?
Escape
That's the
pod.
escape pod.
Escape pod. Okay. So then engineering, I'm assuming, would be back because these are the actual
Yeah.
engines here.
Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
ion engines and the hyperdrive and the shield generator.
I'm gonna
Yeah. So
assume that's
from
the shield.
from memory, that's your mess hall basically. That's your storage, engineering, hyperdrive is right there.
This is also storage.
Sorry.
There
Which
was
is,
two.
there too. Yeah.
Yeah, there was 2 different cargo bays listed
That's
on
a-
most of the floor plans I saw.
That's listed, I think, as a refresher.
Yep.
That's a workshop, I think.
Yep.
Escape pod.
What you call the workshop is the armory.
Armory.
It's
Okay. All right.
kind of sort of the same depending on how you kit it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be kitted differently.
We've got, I imagine this is some sort of like sensors or just auxiliary station here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then the flight deck, pilot and co-pilot, and then maybe gunner. I don't know. Do we have
The window
Yeah.
lickers.
The gunnery is here, so it's like the Millennium Falcon that you go
Okay.
one up, one down.
Okay, but I think the
Yeah.
ship only has one, or am I mistaken on that?
It's got a
Yeah,
ventral and a
that's
dorsal gun.
Okay, so we have both. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right. Well, there is
And,
our.
the way that this is laid out, this would be a cool garage for like a small land speeder or maybe some speeder bikes.
Yeah. Couple of speeder bikes.
Might be
because
able to that looks like doable geometry to like
We could wing it.
go
We could
up
wedge
the
them in there.
hallway and then back down the ramp.
This
Yeah.
here is the ramp.
Yep.
So
And
I
Feylon
mean, we
is
could
all
put a
about.
speeder bike or something in there.
Yeah, Feylon would be all about getting one of those like speeder bikes that maybe they collapse a little bit so they can take up less space in storage mode.
Yeah.
And then our airlock is over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Feylon would definitely be looking at purchasing a speeder bike once he has the money. You know, maybe after we finish this first mission, he's just gonna blow it on some jacked out speeder bike so he can zoom everywhere.
Feylon really does seem like the guy who can't hold on to his credits.
He is.
Um,
Why do you think he's so opportunistic?
In the YT2000, all of the sleeping areas are bunk beds, by the way. So it's got. I know it shows 6 here, but it's got room for 12.
Yeah, no, we've already divvied up the rooms. We each have our own room.
We each claimed a cabin.
Yeah, we get our own room.
Listen, my top bunk
We
is
got
just where I throw.
space.
My
We got
top bunk
space
is
for
where I
4
throw all the.
passengers.
Where the top bunk for my room is just where I throw a bunch of extra random ass shit. Like my toolkit's probably sitting up there and not in the box. All the tools and the box is on the floor.
Trokk would purposely
that could
probably
be
not.
bad in atmosphere where there's
And
gravity.
now
As
you're
long as
playing
hey,
droid.
keep the doors closed, nothing comes out, right?
Yeah, Trokk will probably purposely
Yeah,
not
I guess.
stay in one
But
of the.
yeah, top bunk would generally speaking.
Oh, is his mic lag or is his system
It's
lagging?
Sorry,
chopping
go
up a
ahead.
little bit, yeah.
He's lagging.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
Who's lagging?
You. It sounds like you're falling a little behind on the link up or sync up rather.
Well, that's not good.
I mean, right now it sounds fine actually.
It seems better now, yeah.
But a
Okay.
moment ago it wasn't.
Yeah. And I think it's, I didn't call it here, but basically this circular thing here is the roof access.
Okay.
Yes.
And then this is like a little storeroom for things like your space suits and rebreathers, etc.
Yep.
Fohammer, I think you're getting ready to say something about your big stick. God, that sounded horrible.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, I was purposely saying that Trokk probably wouldn't be in like one of the sleeping quarters. He would probably like make a spot for himself like in like one of the storage units, probably where you're planning on putting the speeder bike is like his like den, whatever his place if you want to call it that. So
Of course, he wants to take up all the space he can get.
yeah,
Where he hangs his
that's
hammock.
his. That's his, yeah,
His
his hammock.
hammock.
That's his hammock. That's his workout room. That's his whatever the Trandoshan equivalent of
Well,
a
I'm
training
gonna say
dojo
no.
is. You try to
I'm
put
gonna
stuff
say
in there, he
no.
just shoves it back out into the hallway.
I'm gonna say no. You need to take a room. You don't get more space than the rest of us.
I think at some point, I feel like this conversation has
Also,
actually taken place, and Phelan's gonna be like, "You guys figured this shit out. I gotta fly the ship. I don't want to hear it."
Also, we need that space for cargo. Not your personal little gym thing.
Look, if you want to pick up boxes and put them back down, I'm fine with that. If you want to sleep with cargo or with a speeder bike, I'm okay with that too. But the bike and the cargo got to share the space with you. You know that if you're sleeping in a cargo hold, it's a cargo hold.
I don't care if you
Otherwise,
sleep
if
there,
you're okay
but
with that, then
you're not making
with
your
this.
den.
Yeah, I just walk away.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Phelan did like 30 seconds ago. He's like, "You guys figured this shit out. I'm gonna go fly this ship now."
Yeah. Someone figures sorts
Anyway.
out when you actually have cargo to be in the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we were talking earlier, you were James, you were saying that we were going back to the ship. No, we're not.
Oh, you're not?
No, we
Oh.
are using our communicators and being smart.
Okay.
Oh.
Trokk just always leaves his communicator on silent.
Of course, he leaves it on vibrate all the time. Never pays attention to it. Never checks it.
I mean, if it rings, it'll alert his prey.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Fair point.
Well,
But he'll probably do the
in
thing where
Star
like he'll
Wars,
look at
Isn't
Go ahead.
it an earpiece with a subvocal?
I think the Trokk only bought the standard comlink.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
bought the earbud just because I wanted to be cool like that.
Okay, well,
I wanted to
got
have.
an earpiece.
I wanted to be able to do those like. No, hold on. I got a thing. Hold on. I wanted to be able to
You
do
wanted to
that.
have the obnoxious Bluetooth when you're online.
Anyway, I'm calling Seren and Feylon.
Okay. So this conversation is now happening via comlink.
I look at it, and I see the light blinking on yours, and I just put it back in my pocket and look at you.
What are you looking at me like? I'm laughing too much. Phelan is not laughing. He's definitely looking at you though. He's like, what?
In fact,
What are you
gonna
let me
looking
see.
at?
that?
Let me see. I think I can do something here. I put Feylon here, and I put Seren here, and I put Trokk here, and I put Gregor here, and then I change these guys so that they are. Do I have it loaded? I thought I had the hologram effect.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
hologram effect.
Yeah, like it makes them look like
Like
they're,
a
yeah.
hologram, like a holographic token.
Yeah. No, I didn't have it handy. Oh, doesn't matter.
Oh, how much does a stem patch heal?
Okay, so if you wanted to heal, then all you need to do is tell me you'll reduce your wounds by 5. So put your wounds down to 3.
Okay.
Remove a stim pack. And then you've
Okay.
also got to up underneath you on the equipment tab. You'll see this thing that says Stimpack 0 of 5 at the top left.
Uh-huh.
You put that up to
Plus
1 of 5. Yeah, put it to 1 of 5. Because what that means is every time you use a Stimpack in the same day, it has diminishing returns. So the second one only gives you 4, third one gives you 3. You know, and so you reset that once you rest.
Okay. Well, I only have one, so I'm going to go ahead and use it.
Okay, cool. So we'll put you that down to 3, and then we'll take off your. There you go, done. And why didn't we go down to 3? That's
And
better.
there it goes. His health bar has grown.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So Seren, you're looking at me funny. Like, why are you looking at me like that?
Are you gonna answer that?
Huh? Oh, damn! I had it on silent. Hello.
Hey, it's Gregor.
Hi.
Where are you guys at?
We're on the ship. What are you guys doing?
Okay. Did you get any good information?
Good is a relative term. No.
Yeah.
No, we got some useful information, but not great information. But we did get coordinates for a spot that we might want to go check out. What'd you guys find?
That's good information. What are you talking about?
It's all subjective, man.
That is good information.
Yeah, so's a 1,000 credit paycheck. Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah. We got a map with a location to go to.
Hey, do you see coordinates
and
on
we
it?
were going to what?
Do you see coordinates on that map? Like, can you, if I gave you some coordinates, would you be able to see if that was actually on that map?
James?
Yes. Yeah, you could.
Hey, so look at that map and tell me what you see at these coordinates. L42, L6. I don't know, James. Make some shit up.
Okay, so it is the eastern side of that Blackwing crater.
Okay, good.
So that's on that map?
Yeah, it is.
I think an arbitrator would call that corroboration.
It corresponds with, it also corresponds with where we need to go.
So what does the map show these
we also
coordinates
have a third lead. Do we want to check that out before we... What?
I'm going to look at Seren. Can Seren hear what he's saying?
No.
Okay. Oh, I think you're lagging a little bit again, Darius.
Hold on.
Yep. I mean, it might be just your internet. It may not be you. Or your computer, I mean.
I found the hologram effect, by the way, so you should see that...
It looks cool, yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
Oh, nice, yeah.
But no, Seren can't hear Gregor because you're using your earbud.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't have an actual phone. I have...
Yeah. So like,
hold on. Let me go put this on this. Did this ship come with Bluetooth? Let me see if I can hook that up real quick. What do they call that? What a pairing? Is that the term? Pairing?
Yeah.
Pairing to the ship.
So you do the whole old person with the earbud where you like talk to the earbud, then put it in your ear, and then talk to the earbud and put it in your ear. Because you don't realise that it can actually hear you from that distance.
Yeah.
I hope we didn't lose Darius.
Looks like he's reconnecting.
Yeah.
I just refreshed my video and audio. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds better. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So just to
I also
recap,
connected
out of
to my
character.
Wi-Fi.
Sorry, go ahead.
I also connected to my Wi-Fi.
Okay. To recap, out of character, I think what we've determined so far is the coordinates I gave you matches up with this crater that old boy told you about, or the place that he goes to. And then you were getting ready to say something else, and you got really botched up.
Okay. So there's a third lead we have. Do we want to check it out before going to this crater?
Okay,
See if
hold
he
on.
knows any more?
Hold on, let me ask Sarah. And you know what? Actually, I think I can run these comms through the ship, and we can actually all talk together at once. Wouldn't that be great? Hold on, one moment. James, do I need to make a roll, or can I just push two buttons and call it a day?
Click. It's happening now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Trokk is purposely not on his communicator. He's only hearing, Gregor's side of the communication, unless you have like on speaker or something. But he'll probably
Again,
just lean
earbuds.
over to.
The earbud kids are talking to each other, but at least one of them has Bluetooth.
I just feel like Trokk standing going, "What's going on? What are we doing?" All right, so
but Trokk will actually lean over to like Gregor and like speak, into like his
speak into
vicinity.
his ear. Tell him that we're gonna stop for coffee on the way in.
On Pirates Crater, go.
Okay,
I'm
Seren.
about the crater.
Seren, we didn't find anything good with Graf Zind, whatever the heck his name was. Graf Lind. What? Yeah, Graf Lind.
We had the time to go pay him a visit, but somebody didn't share the contents of a data pad, so we came back to the ship instead.
Well, why didn't you contact me and ask?
Because we wanted to go back to the ship.
You were either going to be here or you were going to be busy.
Listen, communications is a newfangled technology for some of us. We don't always think about it, okay? Listen,
Well,
let's just
in
stay
either
focused
case, we know where in this crater to go, and we now have a map to get to this crater, right?
here. It sounds like, yes. The crater is probably our next best place to go, unless you actually want to go knock on this dude's door.
It does seem like it would be pragmatic to talk to a former enemy of somebody that we're probably going to end up cross with.
Maybe that sounds like one vote for going to check out Graf.
Yeah, I would like to go and check him out as well.
Sounds like two.
Mostly because we still don't know what this pirate queen looks like.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Where's the lizard? I don't hear him on comms. Where is he?
At this point, Trokk is going to hear like Gregor, say something to the effect of "Let's go talk to somebody else," and Trock's going to roll his eyes and just kind of like gesture to "Let's go."
In the meantime, I'm kind of doing this to Trokk.
I do think, since this person is going to have no lost love for these pirates, if we approach them as, at the very least, neutral or maybe possible allies to help him recoup some of the hardship of hiding from these pirates, he might be more forthcoming with more information.
Like if we stop at
maybe even he could get out of the warrens.
Maybe if we stop at a Space Bucks and grab him what might be his favorite drink, or at least maybe the most common drink on the world, maybe he'll be more privy to helping us out.
Well, Feylon, you do seem to have an ability to garner friends that baffles the mind.
Baffles mine as well.
Maybe you should speak to this man. And if it goes badly, we have the murder duo.
I think Feylon chuckles at that. I'm laughing my ass off, and he's going to chuckle. He's like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a plan.
In the cockpit on our side, like, she says it that way. But in the cockpit, when she says it to Feylon, she rolls her eyes when she uses the title murder duo.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And Feylon, watching that, definitely chuckles. All right, so sounds like 3 out of 4 for meeting up. Let me guess. Hey, what does Trokk think? Does he think he wants... Does he want to go beat somebody else up, or does he want to go and talk to this guy? I bet I know the answer.
He wants to beat somebody else up.
Well, he'll just have to wait his turn. He got to beat somebody up today, didn't he? I imagine he beat up that shopkeeper or whatever.
Just go beat up this guy.
A little bit.
Go beat up this guy.
Well, he should be happy
pirates.
for another couple hours at least. Throw some raw meat at him, see what he does. Maybe that'll help.
Oh, God.
Do not disparage my partner like that.
If you threw raw meat at me, I would cook it. He would just eat it. I'm going to cook it first and then eat it. I don't feel like there's really much disparagement here. However,
for the record, are they carnivorous?
Have you seen those teeth?
Trandoshans.
Yeah, our Trandoshans, yeah.
Trandoshans primarily exist on a diet of raw meat.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not being disparaging.
But he probably wouldn't get the point that was. He probably would think that was a kind gesture.
I'm being xenologically aware.
I am Xeno woke, okay? Throw some raw meat at him, he'll be fine. Let me stop before I get myself in trouble. At any point, preferably rookies.
How about you throw some raw meat at him and see what he does?
No, I don't know if I can move that fast. All right, listen. I'm gonna send you the coordinates to this dude's house. I think we can find. Well, no, you have the data tablet. Give us the coordinates. And we'll all meet there.
Let's see, between where the ship is and where we are, here's the point to meet in between.
And then we'll
his
go
house is
walk down the
here.
road. Yep, sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
One thing we did forget, by the way, for those that had the combat being Trokk and Gregor, is that whenever an encounter ends, you get to make a recovery roll to get back some of the strain you spent. And that recovery roll is either a resilience check, or what's the other one again, Kane? Resilience or
I
cool?
thought it was cool or present. I know cool is one of them.
Yeah, so it's cool or resilience. So you get to make one choice of either of those with no difficulty dice. It's a straight roll. Any successes you get reduce your strain.
Okay.
And
Well, I'm good at resilience, so I'll roll that.
both rolls are the same for me.
Okay, so just make one of those rolls with no difficulty dice.
And that is applied to strain or both?
Strain only. Okay, so Trokk gets back 2 strain.
Trokk gets back 3. He accidentally rolled difficulty dice.
Oh, I did. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh, did the second purple cancel the yellow?
No, because you don't roll purple with that roll. You don't roll.
Okay.
It's just a straight roll, no difficulty.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Gregor, did you want to do a roll? There we go. So you got back 2 strain.
Nice.
Okay.
So I'm down to 4.
Cool. So you guys are meeting up somewhere and heading over to this guy's house. Yep.
Yes, we're gonna find a slice bucks nearby.
I would
Okay.
like to stop somewhere and buy like a raw steak of
Sure.
some local creature,
All right.
and I'm gonna
nice.
bring it to Trokk as a gift.
when Feylon sees Seren doing that, he's like, I was being a smartass, right? I was being sarcastic, right? Actually, you know what? Let's just see what happens. Don't pretend I said nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find the local warbucks, because that's what I'm gonna call it now, warbucks.
Okay. So you guys meet up, and yeah, indeed, Seren has like an uncooked side of meat to offer.
Hey, Trokk.
Trokk will, look at you and see the steak and kind of lick his lips.
Consider this an apology for taking you away from punching somebody, and I hand him the steak. For some reason, somebody thought that you would be offended by the gift of free food, and I hand you the raw meat.
I thought he would be offended if you threw it at him.
It was a figure of speech. I didn't mean literally throw it at him like a grenade. Oh, now I'm thinking about exploding cows. I don't know why. Let's go
Trokk
get some
probably
drinks.
wouldn't even be offended by that. He would probably think it was like a test of skill or something. Get the steak.
Who could throw? Who could throw?
Yeah,
All
so
right.
he'll gladly munch on it. He'll probably rip you off a piece and see if you want some.
Oh no, thank you. It won't agree with my palate.
I think James.
It's kind of
what I
like
would...
offer anyone a piece anyone else.
No, enjoy, big guy. That's all you. I like mine cooked. James, how hard would it be for me to determine what might be the most common drink of choice of a tea or coffee type? Hot or cold?
I mean, it's some sort of caf. Yeah, I think they call it caf in Star Wars.
I think so. Yeah.
But certainly some sort of like if this guy's a grizzled old pirate, he's definitely going to be a caffeine addict.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to purchase from Warbucks some sort of door knocker, cup of calf, whatever, so that I can offer it to him and hope that he doesn't become belligerent right away.
Soy calf.
And when
No.
once we start walking, I'll hand Gregor the slicer gear. Your tools were quite nice. Good purchase.
I have no use for them.
Sounds like they
So,
go in
I'm not
use.
good at that sort of thing.
He is a
You want me
different
to
kind
hold
of
on to this?
slicer.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are now a resident slicer.
Okay.
And then
So-
so I want to, like I said, I just want to grab I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee for myself, of course, but I'm gonna grab one for what's his name, and hope that gets me through the door when I go knock on it. Knock, knock, knock.
Okay. Well, when you arrive at this person's residence, it's a small, dirty-looking home in the sort of the poor district. You do notice that there is a black X painted on the front door of his house, and it's clearly been repainted several times as well.
If I'm supposed to see anything, I cannot see anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
neither-
gonna say the
neither
image is
can
all
I.
black.
Oh.
I don't know if I need to refresh or what.
Let me see if can you see your token at least?
I do, and it gave me the initial.
I see my token.
See
Okay.
my token.
I can't select. I've been dragging boxes. I can't find a token to grab.
Okay. Let me just quickly check to see. Well, first off, you grab your character, yes. Lighting. I will just turn off token vision, I guess, and see if that helps.
Yep,
There we
it
go.
goes.
I can see
Oh,
it.
yep.
There we go.
I can see myself.
When we see the X on the door, I'm gonna look at the other guys and be like, was there any mention of this sort of thing? I vaguely recall hearing something about this. Maybe I'm getting my memories twisted.
Did
Uh,
we roll like Underworld or something?
Underworld or Streetwise, you could roll.
Oh,
Two
which one?
purple either way.
Let me
Okay.
see what do I got. Streetwise, I have a yellow and 2 greens. Underworld is
Why
you're gonna
not?
Seren
Well-
rolled.
I got 2 advantage.
Can I roll, or is that just it for the group?
Anyone can roll. That's fine.
Okay.
This is just whether you know something or not, basically.
2 purple, you said?
Does it matter if you're skilled in it?
Well, and that'll affect obviously your dice roll, but
Aha! Ooh. Ew. I don't
You said
like
either
that.
Streetwise or what was the other one?
oh, Underworld.
Underworld.
Ooey. Ooey.
I guess it doesn't matter really, because I'm basically the same skill in it anyway. I guess just for the purposes of the roll, I'll roll Streetwise. But I guess like from Trokk's perspective, you know, he's probably not going to know what the sign means, but he's just probably on the lookout for like, is there like any sense
Issue-
of danger?
yeah.
Yeah.
There are people coming at us.
Okay, no
All
worries.
right,
So
Trokk,
Trokk has,
you just-
Trokk
Go ahead, James. I'm
I'd like
sorry.
to. I'll spend my 2 advantage to give myself a blue die on my next roll.
okay. Gregor, did you want?
Oh,
I can throw some information at you, or you can take the what Seren did as well if you like.
Does advantage get me information?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to give you some extra. It won't be successful information, but it will be information that's still useful, or it'll at least be what your character thinks is the case.
Okay, I'll take the information.
Okay, all right. So with advantage without success, you would think this is probably some sort of like you don't see any other house around like let's say you have seen a house like this as well, and so it's clearly like these houses have been called out for a specific reason, probably either as a threat or as a like it's either like someone's painted this, say you're a marked man, or someone's painted it to indicate protection, basically. And for you, Feylon, with your success with threat, you would say almost so. This is a sign that one of the local gangs has this person under their protection. So whatever you do here, you do risk bringing the ire of a local gang. And I'm going to give you 1 point of strain as you sort of realize the stress of the fact that you can't just go and rough up an old man without potentially incurring somebody's wrath.
I think Phelan kind of recognizes that, and he kind of does one of these. He's like, he's going to mention to the other group, we're probably being watched. This is calf, it's not poison, and then he's going to knock on the door again.
Okay. There's probably a few seconds before a voice calls out saying, "There's nobody home. Go away."
Then who's talking to me through the closed door? I played this game before. Come on. Listen, I got some hot calf out here, or cold if you prefer in the gym. Will let me change the temperature real fast. Hey, let's just have a drink.
Look,
I want to talk
I'm
about
sure-
old times.
It's definitely in a sci-fi cup. Come on.
Yeah.
Give me a 3 charm roll.
Ooh. All right. Now, when you say a 3 charm roll,
3 purple.
3 purple. Okay. Not good. Maybe I should put some points in charm. Ooh, I did get advantage though.
All right.
Maybe he's not upset that you tried.
Yeah.
Actually,
He's-
sorry. I should have also. You should have added a blue too. So just add a single dice as a blue. I was really. Yeah, there's a blue and he's under a certain state. No. Okay. So
I don't like the fact that you just pointed out it's this if it's under a certain state.
Yeah. All right. So basically, you haven't convinced. Like he's still not interested in opening the door for you. He's like, I don't want calf right now. and you probably get like with your advantage. I'd say that you pick up a hint of he's drunk. Is probably the problem right now. So it doesn't say he hasn't like left the doorway. You just haven't convinced him to open the doorway yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does he sound slurred at all? Like, is that my indicator? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the other guys. And be like, hey, can one of y'all just run down to the shop and grab like a beer or, or grab like a 6-pack or something?
Actually, can I have like a bottle on my waist?
He's gonna have a hip flask.
You think that Gregor would normally carry alcohol with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll accept that. Yeah. Sure. You've got some sort of like like instead of a hip flask or something, but a personal stash.
All right. I'll reach inside my cloak and pull out the flask and open it up. Yep. Still good.
Yeah. I think Bowhammer was gonna try to say something there too as well.
Oh, well, Trokk is definitely getting impatient at that point. So I think what he's going to do, and let me know if I need to make a roll here, but he's going to take his stick and like bang somewhat heavily, aggressively on the door and say something to the effect of, open up, no punch, talk.
All right. Give me a coercion roll against 3 purple, but you can have a blue as well.
Okay. Purple, 3, I'm sorry, how many purple?
3 purple.
3 purple and a blue.
Yep.
Purple and blue. All right.
Golly, we are just not good.
It's like,
We might have to shoot this guy up a little bit.
so he says, "Stop banging the door. I've got a headache."
I got something to cure that headache.
I'll give you a headache.
Oh God, no. Trokk,
I'll
Trokk.
just
We'll
put
go
an
get something to
arm.
eat later. We'll get something to eat later, okay? Calm down.
I'll put an arm on Trock's forearm. I'll just like put a hand out, just like, relax.
All right. Gregor, give me a charm with 2 blue against 3 purple.
Two blue, 3 purple.
Yep. Okay.
Finally,
All right.
except there's threat. The
Breathe
gang
threat.
is not going to be happy that we're here.
All right. No. So for the three threat, he's going to open the door, but he's going to want the alcohol straight away, and he's basically going to take it off you and down it. So you're going to lose whatever alcohol you had there, if you're okay with that.
I'm okay with losing the alcohol, not the flask.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll get the flask back. All right.
Okay.
So he opens the door up. I'll just share. I'm going to see the token. I'll give you the full size picture of him. This is what he looks like.
Oh, he's missing part of his leg.
Yep. He's like, fine, if we'll shut you up, come inside.
Ah, well, thanks for letting us in. I'm gonna put this coffee in. Do you got like a refrigerator, or maybe somewhere else to put it? I would hate for it to go bad.
So you go inside. This place stinks of body odor, of alcohol. There's like rotting food on plates left around.
I've been in the barracks before.
Empty bottles. Yeah, this person lives in their own squalor basically. He sleeps on like a single undressed sweat-stained mattress. It's not, and especially for Trokk's heightened sense of smell.
I think Feylon has a moment like, oh, he kind of chuckles and he just shakes his head. He's like, I am so sorry, big guy, that you have to smell all that.
So does Trokk stay outside?
Trokk will, he'll probably go follow you guys, and he'll probably take step in and then do the the Grandpa Simpson thing around and back outside where he's kind of whatever the Trodashian equivalent is of just trying not to to regurgitate. Just
I mean, you can be in there, but I'm going to give you a black dice when you roll you make inside his house. So it's up to you.
Trokk, why don't you stand by the door and just leave the door cracked a little bit and make sure nobody comes in?
That's actually what my plan was. Trokk I think would probably just want to he'll stay in outside but by the door. Yeah. So I don't know if the black dice still counts, but he's just trying to stay out of it.
No, that's fine. If you're in the doorway or outside, then you're okay.
Yeah, but he's leaving the door open purposely, just so
Yeah.
one, he can kind of be aware of like what's going on inside, but also kind of keep a lookout on the street.
All
So-
right.
All right.
So, Graph, I understand we've got a common enemy.
Oh, you're gonna go with a strong approach. I was gonna.
I don't know. I've got a lot of enemies.
Yeah, we've heard.
Well, I'm talking about the pirates.
You need to be more specific, mate.
Failed.
Pirate Queen?
Failed. Yeah.
Oh,
Failed society.
sorority.
Sorority. What?
Yeah, the sorority.
What did I have?
Yeah, it's yeah. Look, I've been out of that place for years, 5-6 years, I think.
Yeah? Anyway, what are you doing living in a dump like this?
Well, like he taps his leg and goes, "There's not many outfits would let me run with them anymore," and I've managed to make enough friends with local gangs that nobody gives me too much trouble. I do some loading work from time to time just to make ends meet, but I'm old, I'm not a pirate anymore.
There's no such thing as an old
All right.
pirate. We know that.
And
And he says that,
give
and I
me-
want to be clear. When he says that, the tone he uses is intended to be jovial, playful. Like he's not trying to berate the old man.
Sorry. You want to give me a discipline check against 3 red?
Oh, damn. Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, what check?
A discipline check against 3 red.
Is that for me or?
Everybody that's listening to this conversation.
Oh,
I'm
no.
outside with Trokk because that place is disgusting. And Feylon is supposed to be the talky one, so I'm perfectly content to hang out with Trokk.
I'm about to get my ass beat by a crippled old guy.
Well, that's not what you're. That's not typically what you'd be really disciplined for.
No, this is more like an insight check, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So you didn't need the two purple. It was just the 3 red. So
Oh,
actually, it was still a straight failure. Okay, so
Okay.
neither of you got the success. So yeah, I'm not going to give you further. It was more to see if you noticed something about his demeanor.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, Graph, buddy. God, how do I want to phrase this? We're looking at doing some work that may have us crossing paths with these masked pirate types. Hoping maybe you could give us a little bit of insight, maybe a little bit of some sort of assistance. Not a literal physical help, but moral support sort of thing. Like,
Well, hold on. When you say crossing paths, do you mean like crossing blades?
well,
Could be.
you know how it is. You leave the starport, and anything can happen.
I mean, look, I've been waiting for years for a chance to get back at that witch queen and her crew. What they did to me. He once again, indicates towards his leg.
Yeah, well, I bet there's
That-
a
they
really
did
bad
that to you?
story there. Listen,
Yeah.
whatever help you got for us, we'd be willing to take it. I don't want to tell
I
you
mean-
exactly what we're doing here, but we could use whatever help you're willing to give us.
Look, mate. I mean, I'm out of the loop these days. I don't really know what information I can give you. But if you're going after the sorority, especially if you're going after the queen, I'd love a chance to take a shot at her.
Are you a good shot?
Well, he sort of picks up his cane and pulls, and it reveals that the inside of the cane is a vibro rapier.
That's
Yeah, nice.
not expected at all.
Yeah.
Listen,
Pretty handy with a blade.
okay.
Can I
Jesus.
just want to walk to Marius and back?
we'll
Yeah,
hold
okay,
for a
yes, you
moment.
can. There's someone
No
to go
worries.
for a walk.
No
He wants to go
worries.
for
No
a
worries.
Pokemon Go walk. That's all.
No worries.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, like, because Feylon wants to ask him, is like, are you better sober or better drunk with that thing? But he doesn't want to offend him. I'm trying to think the best way to phrase that, and also be a smartass about it, because that's the way he rolls. Actually, you know what? He's just gonna come right out and ask. Be like, well, let me ask you. It's a pretty nice weapon. You know how to use it, and are you better sober or not with it?
Look, I mean, I'm sure if you're going to go fight the Queen, I've got time to sober up.
Fair.
Yeah,
in
why
a
don't you drink that
shower.
crap?
Yeah, it's a good idea. He puts the blade away and goes over and gets the caff he bought in and starts to sit down and down that, and like he probably like goes to a refresher and like washes his face too, Just to try and and
That Seren's gonna
Gets
be
his hair on
so
his
mad
face.
at me if I let this dude on the ship. He's gonna say this very quietly while he's splashing water on his face. Seren, please don't hurt me for this.
She's outside. She can't say no.
Yeah, that's yeah. He's mumbling this to himself. This is not being said out loud. Listen, Graf. I'll tell you what. Why don't you grab some clothes? We'll take you on our ship. We've got a full bath, pressure, whatever you want to call it. Get you cleaned up, get you sobered up, get you rested up, while we figure out where we're going and what we're doing next. And unless these guys disagree, because we're kind of a committee thing, I think you can help us out. I hope.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
well, enough people identify the Pirate Queen.
All right. Yeah. I mean, identify. I've never seen her actual face, but I know she looks. Her mask is pretty distinctive. Her uniform is pretty distinctive. They're missing it.
I'm sure she has a distinctive gait as well. Other things that can give her away, despite not knowing what she actually looks like. Could you identify her out of a crowd, do you think?
If
A crowd
she
of
was
masked people?
Yes. Yes.
Good enough for me.
All right.
But you need a shower.
Yeah. He disappears into the next room to get himself sorted out.
Right.
All right.
I'm gonna look at Gregor and be like, "Are you cool with sitting in here for a few minutes? Because I feel like I'm gonna have to go and make another deal just to get Seren to be okay with this."
Go for it.
Okay. Hey, Seren, guess what?
Yes, you come outside.
Yes.
She's like, because of the stress she's under right now, like her hood is pulled like a little extra further forward than you're used to seeing. She's got the hands tucked in the sleeves of the robe and crossed arms.
Yes,
leaning,
yes. Doing the
leaning
full
against
Jedi,
the wall,
the full
leaning
Jedi
against the
chill.
wall behind Trokk, the much more noticeable person.
Hey, Seren. We got room for one more on the ship, right?
All right, permanent or temporary?
Until no longer necessary. We have a consultant.
That's a for this job.
Sure. Listen, we're in the middle of the road. I'm not going to say things very loud, very openly, but we have a consultant.
Yeah. Okay.
As he looks around from one shadow to the next to see if anybody's listening.
I take it you're asking me about this temporary consultant for a reason.
Yeah, listen, just, you know how some people have different standards of quality in their personal lives, like hygiene and cleanliness and dietary restraints.
I mean, is he okay?
Sure, he probably finds the bottom of many bottles in a regular cycle or so. I can't do anything about that except try to get him cleaned up, and maybe he stays sober long enough to do what we need to do. But obviously, for simplicity's sake, he's going to need a berth on the ship.
I'll see what I can do for him.
You're the best. You know that, right? Hey, why
I
are
do.
you so down lately? Like, today you seemed like overly stressed. Are you okay?
Ask me about it back on the ship.
That, you know what? You're right. That was a little insensitive of me. All right,
I
and
just
then-
want to say that Trokk is probably totally misinterpreting Seren. He's probably that, she's like kind of got, her hood pulled over and kind of arms tucked in and, kind of like hiding behind Trokk, and he's probably totally misinterpreting things. Oh, she's good at stealth.
She's a sneaky kid.
Hide behind the bigger guy, and then she'll be ready for the sneak attack.
And then, actually, before I go back in, I'm gonna actually look up at Trokk and be like, Trokk, big guy, big stick, how you doing?
Trokk's just gonna look down at you,
Listen,
kind of like to the side, like.
I might be a little paranoid right now, but I didn't always work in space. That's a reference to a different TV show, by the way. When we leave here, there may be more than some eyes on us, so eyes up, okay?
Eyes up, eyes open.
Yes, exactly. Yes, eyes open. Got it?
Got it.
All right, you're the best.
By the way, James,
Yes. Yeah.
can I hear anything through the door?
Yeah. A sonic shower. So presumably he is showering right now.
When he comes out, I'm gonna want to roll something to determine, like, is he trying to deceive us?
Okay, no worries. So he does eventually emerge. He has cleaned up, put on fresh clothes. He's also strapped a hold-up blaster to his hip and tied his hair back in a ponytail. Give me a discipline check versus 3 red, but get 1 blue.
Ooh. We have light side points still. Well, 1. Also, just FYI. Probably not
Don't
necessarily
use
use
it
it.
unless we have to.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Just pointing it out. Maybe that was the inner GM in me trying to regain my forever GM status.
You said 3 red and a blue?
Yes. 3 red and blue. That's right. Yeah, no purple.
No purple.
Yep.
Mm.
A
Okay.
despair.
A despair.
Oh boy.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Uh-oh.
All right.
That's a critical
so,
failure.
Ah,
So I will say, so for the failure, you really can't read his intentions. I will say with the advantage that you pick up, there's some ambition in what he talks about. Like this is something where like he knows he couldn't have done this on his own, and he really, definitely you guys present him with an opportunity he wouldn't have otherwise had. The despair,
All
I'm
right.
going to keep this despair to myself for now.
All right.
This is why I told Trokk to keep his eyes open, just so you know.
Which is funny because I'm not very good at it. I only have, well, I have it. I'm assuming that would be like perception. I have 1 in it, but yeah, it's not a class skill.
I need Trokk to be able to smack something quickly. That's the biggest thing. And also, I'm hoping that Seren overheard that conversation since she was hiding directly behind the lizard man.
So where are we off to?
I think we're heading back to the ship unless anybody else has a better idea.
Yep.
Hunt.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
Trokk, we'll hunt. We got to get back to the ship first. Then we go check out that one place after we get some rest, because I feel like we've been here for a minute.
All right. Hour and a half later, you guys are all back at the ship again. This guy's sort of looking around. No, not he makes some nice ship comment.
Yeah, she does all right. She makes a few parsecs and some other spacey term.
Yeah, so she made quarter past light speed.
Yeah. Well, it's more like 3/3, but
Yeah.
Just one thing, real quick. Probably at some point, on the way back, or maybe to get back to the ship or whatever. Obviously, Trokk wasn't in the room, but he'll notice the walking stick that Graf has and say, nice stick.
He actually replies back, "Thank you" in Trandoshan.
Ooh, that was a trick.
I don't know how Trokk would react to that. He'd probably just, kind of, maybe do the lizard, teeth grin thing,
Is he smiling or threatening me? I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of teeth involved.
Trandoshan culture, it's the same thing.
Yes. If you're being threatened, that's actually a sign of of respect.
Yes.
When we do get on the ship, I'll ask him. My crewmate said that your home situation was a little less than ideal. Has it been bothering your leg? I could take a look at it if you'd like.
I mean, it's not going to grow back.
No, but anything to make sure that you're at your best.
Right, Seren, you got him. I'm gonna go catch some sleep, and I'm gonna head off into my quarters.
But only if you want. It's
All right, give me a medicine check against 2 purple.
I see we've gone back down to 2 difficulty. Nice, and advantages.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, and I forgot my blue die.
Oh yes. Well, roll a blue die. We might add some more advantage. No. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a blue dice for any further interactions with this guy, Seren.
Okay.
But yeah, so certainly, like, his prosthetic is not good quality. It is cheap quality. It is purely just like a stump with a facsimile of a foot. It's not even cybernetic. It's literally just a prosthetic. And
So in
so,
other words,
but
something that you could find 10 years ago in real life.
yeah, that's right, exactly. He has obviously adapted to it because it's been that way. He's had it now for 6 years, so he can move confidently on it. I mean, you could certainly he could get dozens of better prosthetics or even cybernetics, but any of those would require relearning how to use as such, unless it was like a pure replacement. Even then, he's probably lived long enough without his leg that his brain's adapted to not feeling the sensation of his foot hitting the ground, for example.
Well, it seems like your leg is taking well to it. Seems like neurologically you're working well with it. That's impressive.
And when you say working well, you mean like have no other choice and so have managed to deal with it, right, Doc?
Yes, but as a caveat, I've seen plenty who have been in a situation with a similar quality, and they have not managed to adapt to it as well as you have.
Okay. Give me a discipline versus 3 red cane and add your blue dice this as well.
Ugh, man, 3 red is a lot.
Yeah.
Here's the hoping.
All right, failure with 4 advantage and despair.
Another despair.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 advantage, I will say you pick up from him that he seems to like you. You genuinely impressed him with your skill and your care and your bedside manner, which is causing him some you get the impression he doesn't like people often, and he's uncomfortable now that you've made a friend out of him and such. You can do what you want with the other two advantage, and I will reserve I'll add that despair to the previous despair and save it for later.
Okay.
We're gonna get
I'll give
despair
myself a
squared.
blue on my
I
next
hate
roll.
when you say despair for later.
It's sort of getting the sense that there's a little bit of discomfort there. I just say, well, I suppose I'll leave you to it. Let me know if you need anything, and I'll give him some space.
Thank you. So is the plan for you guys to rest before doing anything more?
I think a rest is probably the smart move, especially with 2 that are not quite fully recovered from earlier, or at least 1 anyway.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the most we've done is taken a little bit of strain. Somebody took a big truck-sized hit the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to use stim patch for it too.
Would you like some medical attention? Are you going to come ask for it, or are you going to stew in your injuries and be frustrated?
Seren does all the other things that a pilot and ship captain don't do. Doc, engineer.
I'll come up to you and lift up my shirt and show you the giant bruise that's still there and go, can you do anything about this?
Have a seat.
It's in the shape of a loader mech arm.
Yeah, it's just like,
It's probably got the serial number or whatever.
I was just thinking something like that too. The logo implanted into his skin.
So you're at more than half your you've taken less than half your health and damage, right?
Correct.
That's great. Yes, it's a one purple difficulty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you heal 5 strain.
Yeah, all your strain's gone now, at least.
All right.
Speaking of strain, James, I had -1.
So I made it feel better at least.
We had -1 strain for Seren's obligation, and then you hit me with another one from one of my rolls, but it never actually took.
No, because I dropped your threshold down by 1.
Oh,
So your threshold
I
dropped
see.
by
I
1
got
and you
you.
gain 1 strain. Yeah.
Okay, I got you now. Never mind. I got you.
Trokk still has 2 strain from I think the double movement or whatever that he did. I don't know what he can do to, if that just comes with rest or
if you guys rest overnight, you'll get all your strain back. It goes back to 0, and then you'll also get back 1 wound just for resting overnight.
Trokk's rest is he's doing probably squats in the gymnasium.
All right, yeah, I'm heading. I'm gonna do a once over of the ship. Check in the cockpit, make sure all the systems are checking out the way they're supposed to do. Just a quick precursory glance or whatever, and then I'm gonna go lay down for a few hours at least.
Okay, no worries. So everybody rests. What I'll do is I will put. So Gregor goes back to only 2 wounds, and I'll reset the stim packs down to 0 because now he's rested. He can benefit from a full stim pack again.
I don't like my microphone.
And everybody should be back to 0 strain.
Did you just say what I think you just said, Kate?
Yes.
Was it to your pet or to your roommate?
Kitty.
My roommate's pet.
All right, you guys have rested. It's the following day. Graf actually, like, you know, it was like, did you put him up in one of the spare bedrooms?
Yeah, for the time being, he might as well take one of the extra rooms.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna put him in with Trokk, with the smelly guy.
Well,
together.
my thought was at some point it's just gonna be easier if he has his own personal space, just because we don't know how long this hunting for the Pirate Queen may take. Like, theoretically, we go fly out to this crater and bing bam boom, we're done. But let's be realistic, that's not an adventure.
Yeah.
Or rather, that's not several adventures. That's a single one shot. So
Yeah. You fly out to the crater, and there's just another sign saying, "Yeah, the pirate queen you're looking for is in a different castle."
yeah, exactly.
She's in a different crater.
I think when Feylon gets up in whatever passes for morning here, because of course it's still basically dark out, he's gonna get some calf brewing and probably warm up some food. What's the word I'm looking for? Food cubes or something? I don't know. And once everybody's up and moving at your leisure, I think we need to have a quick huddle as to what our plan is moving forward, including the new guy. The intern, if you will.
I think you need to go knock on Seren's door. Seren is not up when she usually is, or she's not, at least hasn't left her cabin.
Okay, well, in that case, Seren, knock, knock, knock. Calf's brewing. Where you at? This isn't normal.
She opens the door. She
Hey.
looks tired.
Did you not sleep? What is going on with you?
I slept some.
You look like you didn't. Here, take this.
Thank you.
Fresh cup of calf, by the way. I've got some, like, it's not really bacon, but it's bacon for space on the not really stove.
So jerky.
Yeah, sure. You know, whatever it is that, you know. I'm thinking of like that bread thing that Ray had in what was it, episode 7?
I
There's
wish this
like-
with water and suddenly it grows into a
Yeah,
full,
so it
like,
becomes this big blooming ball of bread.
Yeah.
I'm thinking something like that, but for bacon. Because why not bacon?
That sounds glorious.
Yes.
Have you ever bought one of those things where, like, you buy a T-shirt, but it's like the size of a pill, and you apply water to it, and it expands out to like the size of a full T-shirt?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen stuff like that. Yeah.
It's still wild to see.
Yeah, it is. Seren, are you sure you're all right? You're normally not so, I don't know, preoccupied, distracted. What's going on? Yes, I've noticed. In case you couldn't tell.
I don't know. I just hope nobody recognizes me on this planet.
Well, ideally we won't be here much longer, but I don't know. You wear a hood, and I don't know. Maybe we'll stop at a store and we can do something about your hair being all stark white, gray, whatever color it is.
I'll wear the hood. We're not going to damage my hair.
I'm sure there's perfectly fine, natural, healthy ways to do it in the time long, long ago.
No, you asked yesterday what was stressing me out, and that's what's stressing me out.
Me asking about dyeing your hair is stressing you out. Did I misunderstand what you
Well-
just said?
It is now.
Okay, well, listen, it was just an idea. It's your call. It's your hair. I'm not messing with it.
No,
Trokk will probably just be walking by and just say, stealthily need to do squats. Always
Nobody
helps.
is going to hold you down and dye your hair.
Wow, if that doesn't calm her down, I don't know what will.
Look, you asked yesterday
And
what
your
was bothering
sleep.
me, and that's what's bothering. Please don't talk about it with the others. I'm
Okay.
sure I'll feel better once we get off this planet.
Well, hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later. I need my co-pilot. We're a team, remember?
Yeah, I can still do what I need to do.
Okay.
Just, maybe with a little more of this than usual.
Well, we'll have to make sure we stock up. At any rate, I think we need to have a quick little gathering just so we can figure out what exactly we're going to do when we get to where we're going next.
Sounds good.
You ready to join us in the lounge? I think he
Yeah,
hates
let's-
the idea of calling it a lounge, even though there's probably like a sign on the hall on the wall right before it that says lounge in Orabish.
Let's do this.
So we're all gathering in the lounge then.
Yep.
Yep.
I've got
Team huddle.
coffee. I've got coffee and space, not bacon.
So let me ask Feylon, if he doesn't like the idea of it being called the lounge, and the original sign says lounge, what have you haphazardly placed on top of it as a new name for the room?
Oh wow. That's a good question. I don't know what he would put. He would try to put something up there. No. You know what he would do? He would probably find like a Sharpie or something, cross out lounge, write mess hall, and then cross out hall and just say mess. And then maybe put like a little smiley face because he's trying to make a joke about how this is the eating space or something. I don't know.
So we go to the mess.
Yeah.
So gathering in the room, probably when Trokk walks in, he'll just see that we're all kind of like standing around in like a huddle or whatever, and we kind of sigh, and he'll probably say in tradition, stand up. That's an inside joke. I think
Yeah.
probably only James got that.
You
I
know
missed
what?
half of that.
I would
That's
like
okay.
to. I would
I
like
might
to
break it
make
up.
a. I would like to make a xenology roll to see if I know Trandoshan.
I want to see this roll.
I would call it a 3 different language.
Ooh, that sounds about fair though. Because
Say
I
again?
imagine 2 difficulty is like your standard difficulty, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
your standard default.
Yeah, I mean things like Huttese would be 1. for
Yeah,
example.
'cause
trade-
everybody
trade
knows
languages like Huttese or Juries.
Yeah. Ooh, that looks. Oh no.
No.
Nope.
Oh well. I don't know your language. I'm sorry.
For all you know, he
No.
said thanks for the bacon.
Yeah.
May I make a xenology roll for my partner with a boost?
Ooh, that's
If it's your
arguable.
partner, I'm happy to say that is it normally it's assumed that characters speak whatever is required to understand each other. And if you've worked together for a while, I'm happy to say that you've learned enough to know what like. You may not be able to have like a full conversation in Trandoshan with a group of Trandoshan speaking at the regular pace, but you certainly understand the things that Trokk says.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, since
So I'll put Trandoshan partial.
so, and I didn't actually specify this, but I imagine somebody, either Feylon himself or somebody, would have gone and grabbed Graf to make sure he's getting something to eat
Yeah.
and drink.
That's fine.
Make sure he's here for this. Feylon will start off with something to the effect of, well, we have a place to go to check out, but we have no idea what's there. So then, Gregor, you said you had a map. Why don't you throw that map down on the table, and then we can see what Graf can tell us what he knows about this crater, the Black Wind crater.
Yeah, I pull out the map and unroll it and lay it on the table.
All right, Graf.
Point at the spot that
X
the
marks
coordinates are located at.
X marks the spot. Yeah. Graf.
So first off, so this is out of character saying this. So
Yeah.
this is not exactly a topographical map; it's a tourist map.
Sure.
But what you can see is that this crater is like millions of years old. So it's not just like a giant divot in the ground. It is now a whole ecosystem in the crater. So it's a forest with some spots of water. Like it would be hard to land the Phelan's Folly anywhere in this crater. And like obviously this map doesn't show clearings. I'm sure you can try and find a spot, but you're not going to necessarily be able to land right next to the coordinates you've got. You might have to land a bit back and walk a little bit. Or the problem is going to the outside of the crater is the crater's about 400 feet deep.
Yeah.
So it's a crater, so the slides are gradual, but like erosion over time has made them a bit more rugged and dangerous too. So the safest option would land on the outside and then climb down. But you can probably still find a spot to land in the crater, which is relatively safe for the ship. But it might not be that close to the base. Otherwise, something like an airspeeder would be more suitable for trying to land in this sort of forest. But this is a consideration whether you want to take your ship over or not.
Well, I want to look at the map and figure out if there's a suitable location close to the camp that we can land the ship.
Well, so you won't know till you get there because this is not a topographical map. It's not like a true. It just
Okay.
shows like the
I was gonna
default. There's a forest icon here, basically.
I was gonna say, could I, while we're
Oh.
having this meeting, while we're on the ship, could I pull up like get on the HoloNet and pull up like 10 different area maps, one of which being the one we want, but just like a bunch of ones of area around the city, so it's a little more obscured.
We call that a
Yeah,
smoke screen.
make a computer's check against 2 purple. While Seren's doing that, Graf says, look, the sorority didn't have a base here when I was with them, but I do know from back in the Clone Wars there was an old separatist base here on the east side of the canyon. It's been defunct for 20 years, but it was still there.
Wasn't that the spot that the coordinates actually pointed to, Gregor, when I gave them
the
to
east
you?
side, yeah.
The east side?
Yeah.
So it's possible they've taken this old facility and repurposed it for their own benefit.
Yep.
So, hey, Seren, did you find any cool images for us to look at?
So, yep, Seren with 4 successes. Definitely got some some recent satellite pictures. So you can see that they're high enough quality with 4 successes that you can make out there is a base built into the eastern side of the wall, which has a landing platform which is flanked by a couple of ship scale laser batteries. Not turbo lasers, certainly, but still laser cannons.
Certainly cause for concern, cannons.
Do they look CIS make?
I need a warfare roll from you to determine that.
Okay.
Yeah, against I'd say against 3 purple.
I think when Seren mentions this in character to represent that she's trying to figure out if they're military grade or not, I think Feylon's like, a cannon is a cannon is a cannon. It shoots, it hits, it
But
hurts.
this could give us, if they're restoring that stuff, it could give us a lot of information. So I'm going to spend that point.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Angie just took
Why'd
the
you do
last
that?
dark side point, which means James is going to throw a horde of Sith at us now. He did get a success, though.
Yes, okay. So I will give you a stray from that one, as you realise these have definitely been modernised. So the structure is Sith, but it has been the gear has been up-spec'd and modernised more recently.
So these are not turbo lasers, but some higher or heavier gunnery, anti-aircraft sort of thing, but they're definitely modernized and therefore modern specs, etc. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that the Feylon's Folly is not a military ship. It's got
no, it's
lasers,
not.
but this is a military base with military base defenses. So
correct.
You wouldn't use the Feylon's Folly to try and destroy the base because you're literally shooting into a side of a mountain, which is armor in itself, and it will be shooting back at you the whole time.
Yeah.
But with your 4 earlier successes on your computer's roll, you can certainly identify. You would say a space that should be big enough for the Folly to land. That's probably a 3-hour walk, depending on how rugged the land is from the base, and you'd be sitting down out of sight of the base defenses as well.
But Seren, she's got the map and she's looking at the image and she's sort of doing little rotations of the map to change her point of view on it, and then just puts her finger down and says, well, a lot of this stuff is been upgraded from what the CIS used. This spot here, I mean, they didn't move the cannons, they upgraded them. This should still be a blind spot from the way that the CIS laid these things out.
One day I'm going to ask how you know so much about the Confederacy of Independent Systems, but we'll talk about that some other time. In the meantime, if we'd land here, let's say we do a flyby, how low do you think we can go before they pick us up and become a problem?
I think if we approach from, if we do an opposite side approach and you follow this path here, I think this is as close as you can realistically get inland. If you get really too much closer to this, they're going to be able to pick us up. And even if they can't hit us with those arcs, they'll know we're there.
Yeah, and from the sound of this place, it's going to be more than just a couple of security guards and a manager. We're
But
probably
certainly has the if they've restored all the interior, they got the capacity for far more numbers than we could possibly handle.
right.
But we don't know how occupied they're going to be.
And this appears to be a transfer point where ships will come in and drop their stuff, and presumably fences will come and pick it up. At least that's what I'm piecing together. Does that sound right with what you guys got from whatever the Rhodian's name was? Gregor? Trokk?
Rizo?
Yeah, that guy.
I mean,
Um,
if they've up armored this base, it's probably a base of operations, not just a drop off point.
That's a fair point, actually.
I mean, all
Many
the
people
stuff.
Thank you, Graf.
Yeah,
Many
I'm-
people
all,
to punch.
all
I'm
the
gonna guess.
information, all the information that we managed to take from their own information system points to more than just a logistical hub. I mean,
Yeah.
personnel arriving have instructions to come here. Transports have instructions to come here. Like, this is a substantial operation.
How the hell were they expecting us to go in there and take out this pirate queen when they're armed, numerous people armed to the teeth in defense of this site? There's got to be a different. Well, I'm missing something. What do
Well,
we?
they've already said about a
Those-
dozen people.
Those cannons.
Yep.
James.
Yep.
Does it look like they're able to aim at people on the ground?
No, they're anti-ship sort of stuff.
Okay.
They're like turrets that sort of point up from the base.
Okay. So as long as we can get away, we're good.
So what? We land, we walk, maybe we rent some speeders, we drive, get up to the
Punch.
base. Trokk,
mean-
not everything needs to be punched. I want you to know that. And while I appreciate your enthusiasm, I really, really do. This is not going to be one of. This is going to be one of those stealthy punch type things. I think.
Looks a little dejected.
I'm sorry, big guy.
I mean,
Here,
it depends on
have a piece
how
of bacon.
It depends on how stealthy you want to be. If it's just moderately difficult terrain, it'd take us 3 hours on foot to cross this.
How much cover? Are we crossing through a bunch of forest, or is this in the open? Can you tell from this map?
You're crossing under the canopy. The canopy is quite thick, so yeah, you have easy cover from above.
Okay. Well,
Inland speeders or speeder bikes have power signatures.
that is true. I guess I was trying to avoid a long walk, but more importantly, I was trying to avoid a long run back to the ship in case shit goes south. I mean, in case things go south. Poodoo goes south. All right. Well, what do you guys think? I really hope this isn't the best we can come up with, but I feel like it might be.
Trokk, how
Sounds-
good are you at stealth?
Stealth is not one of my options.
I said Trokk.
Oh, drop. Sorry.
Not very good. Let me.
Let me
What am I?
let me put this in terms that you may understand. Stealth is never an option for me.
Yeah. So yeah, stealth is never an option either for a Trokk. You know, I have 0 ranks in it, so yeah, it's basically untrained. Yeah.
What's your agility?
Agility is 2. Again, brawn is my good thing. Agility not so good.
Punching people is his thing. That I don't know how we're missing the memo on this, but punching, that's his thing.
Yeah, I know.
The best stealth that you can do with Trokk would be to pretend he's a prisoner, get him into the middle of all of the
All of the punchables.
all of the punchables, and somehow release him and give him a stick. That's the best stealth you can do. With
Oh no, he's loose! Look out!
Yes.
He's just going to start punching air, and if any pirate queens feel that air,
Yes.
Okay, what do you guys think about being a distraction while I sneak in and take care of the pirate queen?
Well, that actually doesn't sound like a half bad idea, except for 1, we need to confirm that she's there, and 2, that you can even get to her in the first place. We don't know how big this facility is. We see what's on the ground, built into the side of a crater. Could be a lot more underground that we don't know about.
That's true.
I think we need to figure.
Feylon,
Yes.
How good are you at lying?
You know you're gonna get a cocky answer, right?
Yeah, she's trying to gauge your level of cockiness because she's known you for a while.
So I think what he's gonna say is like, "Come on, I can smell ice cream to an that." No, wait, hold on. Let me think about this.
I can sell ice cream to a Wampa.
There you go. But that in and of itself is the lie, so you know better. When it comes to deception, I do have a rank, and my cunning is 3, so I guess marginal chance of success.
Hmm.
60-40.
So the other thought that I was thinking was either we pose as interested buyers or as pirates looking to offload cargo.
I think
See
that
if
might,
they're willing to take it and sell it at a higher cost.
that might not
Wouldn't
be a
we need
bad
cargo
idea.
for that?
What's that, Gregor? I started talking and couldn't hear you.
Oh, wouldn't we need cargo for that?
We have a little bit of
Mm.
money. I'm sure we could buy some. If we can't buy cargo, we can make it look like cargo.
I mean, we don't have to
Yeah,
have the cargo with us. We can ask to have a meeting to negotiate the cargo we have elsewhere.
that's even better.
But
We
that
have a
relies
truck
on one of us being able to sell it.
Well, as I said, ice cream to Womp Rats or Wampas or whatever it was. James said.
Long as you guys are providing some sort of distraction so that I can get in there.
Song and dance. I could do a song and dance as he sips his coffee. Coffee. I'm just gonna call it coffee. You know what I mean.
We have a Trandoshan prisoner we want to sell.
Yes, and he does songs and dances too, so that'll be entertaining and distracting.
Violent songs and dances.
Yes. Make sure it's all in the hips. I've heard that somewhere before, Trokk. All in the hips. All right, I guess so. We're gonna fly out. We're gonna pose as prisoner exchange / possible cargo interests, and Gregor is going to stealthily sneak into the facility and try to take out the pirate queen all by himself amidst so many bad guys, and we absolutely will not leave him behind.
What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
And
will go
you
wrong.
understand with that air sector defense, if that does go poorly, you're done. There's nothing we can do to help you.
You mean me?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I never thought I'd actually say this, but when it comes to that part, may the force be with you. Not that I believe in these crazy ideas. Nothing like a.
The force is always with me.
There you go. All
So,
right.
is the plan to take the folly out there then?
I think so.
All right.
Yep.
So, fly out there. You leave the part of the planet which is in constant darkness. So, your eyes take a moment to adjust again as you suddenly get some sunlight, and you can see the many dotted holes in the landscape before you. Finally, after a short flight, the edges of Blackwing Crater come into sight, and you start maneuvering towards the spot that Seren had pointed out. I need a difficulty 3, so 3 purple, piloting space check from the pilot, please.
And I'm co-piloting, so enjoy your blue.
I will take a blue.
Yes.
Difficulty 3. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
Nice success.
Come
That's
on.
it. Okay.
Did that shit with a plum.
It's hard to find. I mean, obviously, because even since the pictures were taken, the canopy has grown somewhat. But you manage to find a spot, and you definitely maneuver the folly between all the various bits of tree, etc., and you put it down without a scratch.
I think somewhere Han Solo is taking notes.
Okay.
Come on, this is only gonna feed his arrogance, guys.
Yeah.
I think as he sets it down and he like starts powering down and switching things over to switching over to APU or something like that, he's gonna be like, so smooth. That was amazing. Come on, Seren. He'll like do that playful backhand to your shoulder. Come on, that was the best landing ever.
She'll like lean over and kiss the side of your head and get up.
Oh, that was amazing. Wow, I should do that more often.
Oh, I should
should-
have spent one of my dark side points in that roll too, because the spare could have been a crash.
We are not retconning it though, James. It stays as is.
So, before you leave, Gregor, a suggestion, perhaps?
Yeah.
If you take your first trip as just a reconnaissance trip, you might find options that we weren't able to previously identify with the maps. I think
Well,
as much
reconnaissance,
as
reconnaissance with attacks of opportunity is what I was planning on.
it's just a suggestion. Try to create more options for yourself.
Yeah.
As much as you may or may not be able to take 12 pirates on your own, you can't deny it would be easier if you had Trokk or Feylon with you. If you
Of
can
course.
find a way to make the option.
Oh, come on, Seren, you're selling yourself short. You would have been a helpful hand in there too, as he grabs like several bottles of water and a backpack. This isn't. Well, let me ask: is this a jungle, or is this just forest?
It's forest.
Okay, and then he'll grab a couple of bottles of water.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, look, the surface of this planet is hot anyway.
That's right, it is.
So,
yeah,
so,
nope,
so it's
several
like,
bottles.
yeah, it's rainforest level. Basically.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back up to several bottles.
Okay.
I think we're all grabbing several bottles.
I've already grabbed them all. You're screwed. No, I'm kidding.
Well, good luck, Gregor.
Thank you.
All right. So, are you staying together as a group for now, or are you separating for now?
I think after a little while, he's gonna have to separate just so he has a different approach angle. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, but you're setting off together initially for the vert.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-hour walk. How many hours does he stay with you for?
Maybe like the first hour.
2.
Well, I guess.
I would say 2.
Okay. No worries.
Do we bring Graf with us, even though he's going to be incredibly recognizable?
Seren's vote is that we stay with the ship because it gives us the most options. A 2-hour walk or a 1-hour walk will not save Gregor, but a ship could.
So who's staying on the ship? Everybody but Gregor?
I think that's probably the best case, and it gives us the least chance of fumbling a patrol or something, giving
Okay.
away his position.
I mean, Trokk could go with him, but I'm not trained. He's not trained in stealth. But if something goes wrong, Trokk could be there to,
Oh yeah, we fly
Punch
over,
it
kick
back.
you out the ship, and you land and start swimming.
yeah.
Trokk could possibly be nearby.
Is that the
And
plan? Then I'll
actually-
go with you and then hang back and
Right.
whistle twice like a barn owl, once like a screech owl if you need help.
Oh my god.
No. Pay attention to your communicator.
I feel like this is an actual conversation you two are having.
It is.
He takes it out of his pocket and starts going through his messages that are like hours or maybe even days old.
Oh yeah, this
All
thing.
right.
I forgot I had it in my pocket.
Okay, so
So-
change of plans. Then I'll go with him then.
Okay.
But then like hang back to be there for some
Like
more
once you
if
get to
needed.
once you guys are like an hour out, maybe separate and kind of lay low.
Yeah.
Not even within eyesight or shouting distance.
Well, I
Or
guess
is
that
too
part.
close?
I guess that part you guys could figure out. I think. I
Well,
guess
yeah.
when Seren says, suggests that the rest of us stay on the ship, I feel like, yeah, my ship is my safe space. So if we get called up, we can always rush the place and hope for the best. And he feels confident in his own piloting abilities, especially because he just landed so smoothly.
I take it, Mr. Lind, should the need arise, would you be willing to pop onto one of the guns?
Well, he's keen to go with team kill because he wants to, like I said, he wants to ensure that the kill happens. So
Grafka, are you going to be able to sneak very well with that thing?
I'm picturing Team Kill going for 2 hours in and then splitting up, me going off by myself and infiltrating while the rest get just to close but without alarming the pirates.
okay. So are you happy for Graf to go with you, or do you want to stay on the ship?
Seren shows no interest in trying to change Graf's mind. This is obviously very important to him.
Yeah.
And it becomes Gregor's
Graf
problem,
has-
not hers.
And I
Graf
think
has displayed a light or a melee weapon, so I'm guessing he wants to get up close and personal.
Yeah, I mean, he has got a holdout blaster too, but that's also limited range. So
I will
Yeah.
give, as he says that he wants to go, and we're all on board with this. I will hand him a stim pack.
okay,
Who?
Graf.
Graf.
Got any more?
I have a stash to save lives with, but
And it
I
sounds like a
need
no
them
to
if
me.
I'm going to save lives. with them.
I'm down to 0.
If you would you
Haven't
bring
had
that
a
up to
chance to
Feylon, or are
shop.
you gonna ask Seren? 'Cause I've got 3 that I can give up one, but that's out of character.
I mean, if Phelan's willing to, he can probably hear this conversation going.
Yeah, I'll take one off, and you can give it to.
Did you say, James, that they replenished or something, or was that something else?
No. What happened? The diminishing returns goes away, but the physical units themselves don't replenish.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So I
Yeah,
just
the
took
only
one-
thing is that a med pack can be used once a day as a substitute stim pack as well.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I have one. So,
It took the thing off my
That's
feet.
fine. I'll add it on again.
Yep, I just took one
There
off
you
of
go.
mine. With Gregor,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right.
toss it to him and be like, "Hey, don't use it all at once."
All right. Could I
I
please have?
think that's not possible.
That's why he said it.
Could I have,
And that's why I
please,
used to get double negative.
Trokk, Darius, and Graf all make a difficulty 3 either perception or vigilance check.
The vigilance I'm good at. All right.
Yes, remain vigilant, my friend.
Difficulty 3.
James is really holding on to those dark side points for
Yeah, he
something
is.
special.
I know he is.
You said difficulty 3.
3, yeah, 3 purple.
There. Some good
Graf
rolls there.
rolled a great roll, except for that threat.
And do I get any blues?
No, it's a straight reactionary roll.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
After maybe about 45, 50 minutes from leaving the ship, Trokk, you notice some like movement in the distance in the tree line that appears to be shadowing you, like they're following along your path. And the reason they stand out is that it appears to be bright white lamellar armor, like stormtroopers wear, moving through the trees in the distance. And like Graf, shoots you a knowing look as he's seen it too, and sort of gives you the universal NPC nod of "Did you see that?"
Are they behind us, or are they?
No, they're to your side. They're and
To
you
the
realize
side, okay,
they're,
so-
they're to both sides. They're
Okay, so they're shadowing
tracking
us both sides. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep. Give the knowing, PC look, and that aware of them. I'll make the others known too that we are being shadowed.
The others just being Gregor. So
Oh, that is Graf not with us? I thought he came with us.
No, Graf is with you. Gregor failed the
Graf,
roll.
yeah.
Oh,
Graf-
okay,
yeah,
okay, got it.
Graf gave you the knowing look. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, got it. Yep.
Yeah, Team Flight Crew is up.
Yeah, we're enjoying the air conditioning of our ship
Yes.
right now.
Seren doesn't even own a weapon, so
Yeah. So what you can tell with your 3 successes is that they are slowly like closing in on you, like to encircle, but they
Yep.
don't know that you've noticed them. So how would you like to do? Do you want to keep going and have them encircle you, or do you want to do something about it? Split up.
Is anybody going to inform me?
That's what I said.
He
I
did,
informed you.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I'm immediately going to drop into stealth and go drop back.
Oh, jeez. All right.
All right. So I would like a stealth check against. Who's got the highest perception here?
Good
It's
job,
going to
guys.
be against 2 purple There's going to be a purple and 2 red, in fact. I'm going to flip the dice on.
Oh.
The stealth is?
You guys
Yeah,
found
stealth against 1 purple and 2 red.
You guys found the Holy Inquisition.
Yeah.
I mean the Inquisitors.
All right. This is a force talent.
Yep, so you'll
I
get to
think.
add the blue dice to it, yep, because they are susceptible to the force.
Okay, but it does not, I don't think, add a force die, right?
No, it doesn't, no. Because you're not using a power with it, so it'll just be straight, it'll be your stealth plus 2 blue, basically. 1 for Stalker, 1 for a Sleight of Mind.
Okay. Now that we have that light point back, nobody spend it.
Come on, how am I going to show off my piloting if I don't get to spend it every now and again?
Hey, you're going to be happy I spent it if we have to fly over there and we use that knowledge to not get blown out of the sky.
That's a lot of
This is
advantage.
despairs.
That's a lot of advantage, yeah, that's it.
Is a
but
despair.
failure and a despair. Man, we're racking despairs up this game.
Great.
All right, let me set up this scene quickly, and I'll pull you into the scene in just a moment.
Toot with graphs.
Yeah.
Wouldn't this be a great time for Feylon just to do a quick radio check and be like, "Hey, how y'all doing out there? Everything all right?" He's not
Just
going to.
really-
I'm not going to. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you were to call you guys right now.
We're fine here. Everyone's fine.
You call Graph because his isn't an earbud or on vibrate.
So let me bring everyone to this scene. Now, I've got token vision turned on. Let's quickly check.
I do not have token
no.
vision. That's
No,
okay.
that's
I'm
fine.
not in the scene.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, what you see is a group of 5 Republic clone troopers emerge from the woods around the group. Now, with your stealth check, you managed to get out of the group's way at first. And that they've definitely seen you. They've definitely spotted you. Like, one of them points out to you. So I guess you got quite a bit of advantage. I want to ask you, Gregor, like what is Gregor's initial response to this? What would Gregor do under the current circumstances? Because if you want to
Man.
dash or whatever, then you're gonna get a free.
If I had been there, no.
So now they've all got blaster rifles except for the gunner up here, who has a light repeating blaster, and the leader has a blaster pistol drawn.
Okay.
It's hard to tell from the
I
map.
want
Do we have the
to-
high ground, or is this like a depression?
I mean, I guess they've walked you into like a dead end and such. Like it's not a tactical advantage. They can get up it easily as such. It's just more they've just walked you. They've walked you into a clearing. Into a clearing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How does combat movement work?
Well, you don't move an X number of squares. You move zones. So right now you are at, I would say, medium range to everybody. Oh no, I'd say short range to the ones in the front. So short range to the ones in front, medium range to the ones in the middle, and then long range to the leader at the back.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is I want to go around the rock to my left so that I break line of sight and get a new stealth check.
Okay, no, I mean, they know you're there, so they'll be looking for you as such. But I mean,
Yeah, but I'm using the force.
okay,
Must be the
yeah,
wind.
no worries.
Thought I heard something.
All right, we'll move there for the moment. So Trokk, you've seen these guys come out of the woods and they've surprised Graph too.
Yep.
What's your response to seeing five clone troopers turn up?
Okay, and they're openly bearing weapons. They're they haven't fired upon us, but
I'd say that the gunner who has like the light repeating blaster has like the weapon leveled, whereas the rest are all like at a high ready rather than literally like pointing it at you.
Okay. I think I mean, I think Trokk's reaction, seeing weapons leveled at him, and he's just going to immediately attempt to engage the closest one.
Okay, all right. So this sounds like this is going to go to a. I mean, like the leader basically calls
yeah.
out, like stop right there.
Okay.
And the one of the ones at the bottom here is like come out when you disappear behind the rock. But if you guys want to go to combat, I'm happy to take to combat if you don't want to talk.
I do want to point out real quick, if we do go to combat, there is about 30 minutes left in the session.
Yep.
Yeah. This could get real interesting real quick.
Yeah. Like, there's definitely a part of me that wants to see Trokk go crazy, but there's a part of me that's like, the smarter play might be to talk.
So
Well,
I'm
I'll
just
let
going
you
to
guys
point out, by
figure
the
that
way.
Yeah, but
Just gonna
Team
point
Talk
out-
is on the ship. Team Fight is in the field.
I know.
I'm just going to discuss a quick mechanic here. So can you see that 3 of the troopers and the leader all have a little chevron?
I saw
Above
that.
their
I was
name?
going to ask.
Okay, so they have a trait in the system called adversary. So adversary is a trait that NPCs have to make them a little bit more dangerous. What it means is whenever you're in a combat with an adversary, any checks against the adversary have the difficulty upgraded a number of times equal to their adversary rating. So these guys are adversary 1. So if you're shooting one of these guys, when it will be 2 purple, it becomes a purple and a red instead.
Okay.
So all checks automatically get a difficulty upgrade when the opponent's an adversary.
Okay. So, role playing wise, is this something that like Trokk can see that these are, maybe potentially, and I can make a roll for it, potentially something that he is not capable of overcoming easily? Like, does he think he has a chance here to fight these guys off?
I think he would have. I think he would know, like when he's got a light repeating blaster pointed at him, that it would be a valiant last stand, but without the rest of your friends. You and Graf, and you could probably take down 3 or 4 of them, but you'll probably lose in the end.
Okay. So knowing that, I think Trokk would maintain an aggressive stance, be ready to potentially leap and attack and go into last stance. I'm going to take as many down as I can, but at least for the moment, willing to see how this pans out non-violently.
Okay. Well, the leader
If
does
there's
say,
a non-violent option.
tell your friend to come out.
And Trokk will just say, actually, how would Trokk react to that? He'll turn to he'll turn to Graf and say, "Come out."
God, he's big and dumb, but we love him.
Yeah, I mean,
the intention here is I don't think Trokk would, knowingly give that or intentionally give that ace away. At least, not be the person. And he would wait to see how Gregor would react to that. Does Gregor come out? What does Gregor do?
Yeah, so Graf looks confused. Like Graf was not expecting to walk into a squad of clone troopers, so he looks fucking confused.
And he's making himself as visible as he can. I'm coming out.
Yeah, we're obviously we're not in combat time. We're role playing. So has anybody tried, like Gregor? Have you tried to communicate with the ship at all?
With the micro communicator, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what quickly do that conversation with the people on the ship, because they might want to know about this.
Heads up, guys. We just got surrounded by some sort of troopers.
Are they
Can
Stormy troopers?
Can you be more specific about troopers?
I'm going to turn on the radar, too.
More updates as I get more information.
Okay. James, I don't know if I need to make a roll for this, but I am definitely going to start looking at the sensors and seeing if I can pick up any sort of like Imperial activity anywhere within range. Like Star Destroyers, TIE Fighters, any of that kind of shit.
Definitely not. You're on your own out here.
Yeah. Well, I'm not picking anything up on radar, or sensors, so I don't know if those are stormtroopers, but They got problems. What do we want to do here?
No, not stormtroopers. The other kind.
What other kind
Lone
of troopers?
troopers? Are you sure?
Aren't they all dead?
Are you sure they're clone
That's what they're
troopers?
dressed like.
I could wear a
Like I
Mandalorian
said, more
armor and be
information when I
considered.
get it.
Okay.
Um,
Seren, what do you want to do?
Seren has somehow managed to go paler.
Seren, that's a new shade of pale.
Gregor, let me know if you can confirm if they're clones.
The guy with the light repeating blaster says to the leader, "What do we do, Sarge?" And the leader sort of thinks for a moment and says, "Just lower your weapons. We'll talk this out." And the gunner says, "What?" I said, "Lower your weapons. We'll talk this out." And the gunner sort of like lowers the blaster like out of eight, pointing it directly at Trokk.
Are the voices the same?
Well, they all sound like New Zealanders, yeah.
Well, but I guess the question I was really trying to figure out there is, I don't care. Well, I guess I can't answer that question. Or
You're looking for clues that they're clones.
yeah,
Yeah. What they sound like is a bunch of old New Zealander men.
okay. So the word
Yeah.
cunt comes out once or twice.
That's not really New Zealand. They talk about chili bins and,
Okay.
And jandals.
My bad.
If they lower their weapons, Trokk will go into a guarded but not aggressive stance.
What I think is funny to me is that the difference between a New Zealand and an Australian accent is roughly the same difference between a Canadian and an American accent. It's just to do with flatter vowel sounds. So,
To be honest, I wouldn't be able to pick out the difference if you put an Australian and a New Zealander in front of me. I would recognize there is a difference, but I wouldn't be able to describe it. I don't think.
So the phrase that always gets used here to define it is, in Australia we would say fish and chips. In New Zealand they'd say fish and chips.
I know the E gets longer too.
Yeah.
Like instead of bet, it's more of a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
deep.
so the two troopers like in the south is saying like, what do we do about the missing one? And the sergeant says just move in and we'll talk to this group. Let them know that we don't mean harm just yet.
Mom. Sorry, Daddy.
Okay. So as they non-hostily move in, Trokk will wait for them to approach. Does Gregor stay in hiding?
Well, we can't find them.
Okay, wait. Sorry, I'm throwing child aggro.
Oh, no worries.
I'm always amused when he says something like that.
Child aggro.
Alright.
Okay.
Usually wife aggro.
I'm going to do an about face, and I want that stealth check before I move any further.
I've taken it as given that they're not seeing that you're out of their sight right now. They don't know where you are. They just know that you were there.
Well, I'm going to go around to the right of the map.
Yep.
You should be able to move your token.
And I want to circle around till I'm behind the gunner.
Okay, no worries. Well, what I'm going to so they're moving closer at the moment because they're moving in basically to proper talking range. So I'm going to put them up to basically here, and I'm going to move you circuitously around to. You don't go that way directly. You circle around, obviously, but that's roughly where you are.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, this is the leader talking to Trokk and Graf.
Don't forget, as a Dathomirian, I'm used to running and being silent in heavy underbrush.
Yes.
Lucky.
What are you doing here?
Going for a walk.
Oh God, I never would have thought Trokk would be a smart ass. Oh, Feylon's rubbing off on him.
I don't know why you thought this was a nice place to take a walk, but this jungle is off limits to the likes of you. It's owned.
Racist. Sorry, don't listen to me.
Owned by who?
Our employer, doesn't matter who. Just know that we've been hired to make sure that visitors quickly unvisit.
Okay. How would Trokk react to that? I think Trokk will probably say something to the effect of so you'll let us leave?
Provided you go back the way you came, back to your ship, yeah, we'll make sure you get there safely even.
Okay. That indicates they know about the ship. Okay. Well, I mean, at this point, not a lot of options without fighting them. So I guess, they'll just have to, turn back and walk towards the, back the way they came with the ship with, an escort now. I think though, and Trokk probably would not be able to get a good read on this, but I think he would try to ascertain from how they're talking or communicating, or maybe even visually, whether or not they are associated with the the pirates or not.
All right, give me a difficulty 1 vigilance check.
Difficulty 1 vigilance. Okay. Vigilance 1.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. I will give you one straight just for the threat level of this, basically. So, first off, the way they talk, it sounds like they're basically like they do sound like their original clones, and they're probably old too. Like, although they're probably only like 40 years old in terms of like the maturation, they're probably like the equivalent of 70-year-old men, because of the way they had enhanced growth or sped up growth. And they like the gunner is like struggling with the weight of his light repeating blaster. And occasionally when they talk, like he'll have to ask someone to repeat themselves, or other sort of just the typical signs of age coming through. So they're maybe not quite as threatening as you first thought, but with the exception that they are still all like lifelong soldiers. But they seem more like that. Sorry.
And heavily armed.
And heavily armed, yeah, and heavily armored too. Like the laminate armor is no joke as well. It's quite resistant to a lot of damage.
Resistance to sticks.
Yeah. They sound like mercs. And if the Veiled Sorority operate in this crater, it's reasonable to assume the Veiled Sorority may have hired them. So they're probably not members of the sorority itself. They're probably mercs who have been hired to provide a level of security for the base. With that being said, they're not they didn't shoot as a first course of action.
Yeah.
So, they would rather obviously scare off people or drive them off rather than kill everybody that walks into the crater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably enough to go on for now.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about you, Gregor? It looks like they're going to escort Graf and Trokk back towards the ship. I guess they're assuming that wherever you've gone, you've either gone back to your ship already or that you're just sort of following nearby. They don't feel threatened from, like there's 5 of them, two people here under control. They don't feel threatened by a third. What do you want to do at this point in time?
Is there on the clone trooper gunner?
Yep.
Is there a point around his neck where the armor does not protect as much?
Well, they've all got that. If you look at Stormtrooper or Clone Trooper, they've got like the rubberized undersuit. So obviously, where the helmet's going to move, there's like the
right.
thinner part. Yeah.
That's what I was asking about.
Yeah.
What would it do if I was trying to target that slot?
Provided you got enough advantage on your attack roll, I would allow you to bypass the armor. That being said, a vibro blade I think has a pierce of 2, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so it cuts through armor. It cuts through lamate armor as easily as it cuts through flesh. His armor, no part in his armor would pose any difficulty for a vibro blade. For a
Oh,
regular blade without pierce, yeah, big difference. But
okay.
You want to commit to the no talking option?
Here's Trokk is trying to talk her way out of the situation.
Yeah, look at that. Trokk. Let's point out for the moment the big scary Trandoshan with a big scary stick just talked his way out of a fight. And I mean that as an accomplishment, not as an admonishment.
Well, I don't want our Trandoshan's points to be reset.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, he's technically not captured. They're just, walking us back to the ship.
Yeah.
there was no fight. You had to be captured in a fight or in a trap.
Yeah.
And if you really want to fight these guys, if they do take you back to the ship, you get Feylon, you get
that's
guns.
I was gonna say, I've been sitting here for.
I mean, out of character, that's what Trokk I think was intending to do is that okay, if they're going to escort us back to the heavily armed ship,
Yeah, I was definitely sitting here thinking like, if I just call Gregor, get a status update, and learn that they're coming back, I'm like, Seren, go sit in the ventral gunner spot and wait for these guys to come back, and when they show up, start blasting. That'll be their cue to start punching.
The other kind of more...
Yeah, I will communicate with the ship and be like, these guys sound a little old, so I'm guessing that they are actually clone troopers. But they are escorting us back to the ship. I am not trapped in their little circle. They know that I'm around somewhere, but they don't know exactly where I'm at.
All right. We got clone troopers escorting you guys back under arms.
What are clones doing here?
I thought they all died.
Well,
Apparently, they're serving the pirates.
the survivors should be serving the Empire.
I don't know. Maybe some of those guys went bad and not worth a damn. Who knows? Probably not making a Bad Batch reference right there.
I have an idea, Feylon.
Yeah.
And it might be a bad one.
Well, we've had worse. I mean, we have a Trandoshan and a Dathomirian on board now.
Yeah, I suppose. You should probably get on the gun.
Okay, sure. I can do that.
Just don't shoot first.
No, I think the better option might be to disarm these guys and get them to talk a little bit.
We might be able to get some information from them.
Yes,
I'm going to try.
That was my thought
as well. Out of character, question for the GM. Would being able to reason with somebody, would that be under coercion or would that be under something else?
Well, it depends what if it's a positive interaction, it's charm. If it's under threat of something, it's coercion.
Coercion, okay.
Do you want to threaten the guys who have you circled with guns?
No, I think the way that Trokk would lean into this is having identified that they are lifelong soldiers. I don't know if Trokk would necessarily know the policies of the difference between stormtroopers and clone troopers. Just they're troopers, in white armor. But I think you would kind of get the gist that they are some form of mercenary or hired help, which is common ground there. And I think I'm almost wondering, not that he would be any good at it, but I think he would probably maybe play up the part of how much do they get paid? Oh, we get paid more, and maybe see if
He's trying to
there's
raise his own damn army over here.
if there's I mean again not that Trokk is good at this, but hey, we'll bring you to our leader and see if maybe there's a potential there for a change in allegiance.
Give me a charm test. Charm test against 3 purple.
That'll never go bad.
We're right at the end. Do you want to spend that last light side point?
Oh wow! Look at that. Empowering the dark side.
It'll reset next session. So
If you do make it back to the ship and we start my terrible, very bad, dumb idea, I would like that light side point.
The only problem with this idea is of course I'm not trained at all in charm. He is in coercion. I just don't see a viable way of
what about
leveraging
deception?
that aggressively.
I would take deception if you like. If you wanted to try and
it's the same. I'm not trained in charm.
I was trying.
Before we go any further, James, is my next roll going to have an extra boost die because of the 5 advantages?
No, the 5 advantages I just let you bamf out of there and do whatever you wanted to do without needing to sort of make any rolls or anything. I was happy for you to sort of narratively decide what the next thing was, but it's not going to give you that scene is done.
Um,
I'll tell you what. If you want to charm or deceive, then Graf will give you assistance here, Trokk.
Okay, because he could probably see the way that maybe Trokk is leaning into this, and maybe Trokk's take on it is not so much charm, but he's putting the negative pirates never pay as good as regular mercenary work.
Legit mercenary work.
So give me a charm test. He will be skilled assistant, so he's actually going to give you 3 upgrades.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that will turn you into 2 yellow and a green.
Ooh.
2 yellow, 1 green against
3
what was
purple.
the 3 purple.
3 purple.
Come on, Trokk, make a good roll. That's not a good roll.
With advantage. Okay, so what I'm going to say is you haven't befriended them yet, but they are they're coming on board. They're willing to talk to you. There's no implicit violence.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, Seren, for you to meet them at the ship as well?
So Seren wants to wait at the bottom of the ramp with her hood on and everything, and she wants to. She's waiting to see them because she's going to try to talk to them to gauge the level of danger that she's in.
With a big briefcase of credits.
Okay.
Well, more accurately, with the ventral whichever turret would give me the better advantage, but Feylon will be sitting. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is the bottom ventral one.
Yep.
Feylon will be sitting in the turret with an open mic and basically be like, "All right, that's where you stop. That's where you take off your gear. That's where you walk away from."
Please let me try to talk to them first.
Okay, fine, Seren. You can do the talking this time.
They'll either be reasonable and you can negotiate, or they won't be, and I'll provide an opening for Gregor.
Okay. So, as Trokk and Graf and the Crone Troopers walk into the sort of area where the ship is, clearing the ship, with Gregor behind in a position ready to strike, they see Seren at the bottom of the ramp. One of the troopers goes, "It's a Jedi! They've come for revenge!" And he starts to lift his blaster rifle, but the sergeant's like, "Don't be an idiot, you near-sighted fool. The Jedi are all dead." But they're looking your way, and the weapons are lower though. So,
I take it if you're here, you don't serve the Empire or any of its interests anymore.
no, the Empire didn't do anything for us. They replaced us with those credit a dozen stormtroopers. We're not allowed to be employed by the Empire anymore. We're too old, they say.
So you would have no problem with other people from before the Empire? Other Republic veterans?
Look, the Republic is a long time ago. All that matters now is our brotherhood. And we're the trooper leader touches one, taps one of the other guys on the shoulder. We're that and making sure that that we stay alive.
She'll take her hood back and say, that brotherhood is something that the Empire has never been able to replace. It's something I've always admired about you.
Right, give me a charm test. I'm going to give you 2 blue from Trokk's earlier success. It is against 3 purple.
Could I argue any kind of boost for my familiarity with the clones?
Yeah, okay, I'll give you 1 more boost for that. So
Light side point?
3 blue.
And I'm going to spend the light side point. 'Cause I guess shot
1
in the face.
yellow, 1 yellow, 3 blue. Against
Oh
3
my
purple.
god!
Oh, that was so close to a triumph
Oh,
as well.
I did it with advantage.
All right, and I think that the way this resolves is we'll be
To
back
be
next time to
continued.
find out results. Yeah, that's it.
Watch and find out.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really hope I don't have to let go with the not turbo laser gun on the underside of the folly. Oh, that's gonna be a copyright strike.
Isn't it a
It was less than 5 seconds. I think we're okay.
isn't it a turbo laser?
It's not a
No,
turbo
it's-
laser because that's
it's
a
a
capital
laser
grade
cannon.
weapon.
Yeah,
It's still
laser
a
cannon.
ship grade weapon, so it will
Yeah.
just paste anything it hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Just
just
like-
really hard to hit people with it.
And
Basically,
more accurately, to
whatever-
hit clone
whatever its
troopers are not
damage
your
is-
friends.
Whatever its damage is, it's times 10 against the people on the ground. So it's 60 damage if it hits. Plus,
You're not walking away.
yeah.
You're not walking away from that. So if I have to shoot, I really hope that my 3 friends on the ground get really low to the ground. But I'm not afraid to shoot.
Yeah,
James?
The issue is shooting
I'll-
a smaller thing, like shooting from a silhouette 4 to a silhouette 1 opponent is much harder to hit with. That's all.
Yeah.
So.
When I scare the
Yeah.
shit out of them, that counts for something.
I'm going to save my comments for after we're done recording.
Okay, no worries.
James,
just,
that was a wonderful session.
Issue another 20 XP.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Figure out where to spend that.
And people should make sure they return next time for episode 3 of 1.
Episode 3 of 1. Oh, man. All right. Let's do some outro type comments, starting with Flowhammer. Go
Yeah,
backwards this
so
time.
yeah, it's a great session. Trokk is chomping at the bit to, get into melee range. Guys, I've almost got it there, but
Something about a
yeah,
heavy
that-
gun being pointed right
yeah,
back
something
at you.
about that something about the little chevron making these guys, kind of like tougher than your average troopers. Yeah, that maybe this time Trokk will hold back on the stick swinging until later. But no, good session. Good role playing. I thought it was great episode, and can't wait to see where this goes next time, especially with the results of that charm test there at the end.
Yeah, definitely. Kane, what kind of feedback, outro thoughts do you got?
I'm in danger. If
I
this
love-
conversation, because I'm trying to keep in mind that Seren doesn't understand some of the things that happened with the clone troopers.
Yeah.
So she's operating under if you're not following their orders anymore, then maybe
So
this isn't as dangerous.
is Seren aware of Order 66? Did she get caught up in that, or is she just kind of peripheral to that?
I feel
Well,
like I'd probably have to make a roll, but even then, even if she knew that the order came through and she might not know.
She left before it was issued, didn't she? So
She did, yeah.
Okay. You just know that at some point the clone troopers started shooting on Jedi, and then the Jedi were hunted.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
She doesn't know
it-
anything.
It was
She doesn't know anything except good soldiers follow orders.
yeah, it was certainly a published thing that the Jedi had tried to assassinate the Chancellor, and so therefore the Jedi were now enemies of the Republic.
Right.
So yeah.
So,
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I love how the clone trooper was like, "Oh my god, it's a Jedi!" No, you idiot! The Jedi are all dead. Shut up.
She's
I mean-
sitting there shaking in her boots under her robes, like.
That's literally a scene in the Clone Wars cartoon where they see Kanan the Jedi, and one of them's like, "It's a Jedi come for revenge."
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that one. Darius, feedback and outro comments.
Well, you guys burned through our light points too quickly,
We had two.
which makes them valuable.
We're
Yeah.
fine. Nothing's on fire. Nothing got broke. We're good.
Hey,
Yeah.
value added. I succeeded at my charm check. I got us a great landing point, so you didn't have to walk for like 3 days to get back to the ship.
Look, definitely, I should have thrown the dark side point at the landing, which I don't think would have changed landing. Other you might have taken a bit of ship damage, but yeah, I got to. Kane pointed out, I needed to sort of throw some more light side points back your way. I don't want to be sitting on 5 dark side all the time.
That's definitely a way to lock up the economy.
Yeah, but certainly, like I like to use dark side points where there's a more serious outcome of failure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, and we
than
really
just
haven't
pedestrian rolls harder.
we haven't really gotten into too many where the importance of failure and success is incredibly high. A lot of this stuff has been more, I don't want to say mediocre because it always has the wrong tone, but like a lot of our outcomes haven't been necessarily very, very
Life or
important.
death.
Yeah, they haven't been life or
Yeah.
death. It's just we just keep plodding on until we get the success we need. James, what do you got?
Yep. I've got 2 despairs saved up ready for use, so feeling pretty good about that.
Alrighty.
Oh, look, I think it went well, and I think that we are narrowing in on the when I said consider it as a one shot, I got a story in 3 acts, and we are narrowing on the end of Act 1. And it's like if all we're doing is like a one shot, I would say okay, Act 1 is where we end it, but we can do all 3 acts and see how we feel after that. So
I'm definitely enjoying it. I will say that, and I'm definitely enjoying the focus on the narrative and the focus on the role play, as opposed to a bunch of random rolls to determine outcomes, or more accurately, maybe the role play that's going on, especially between the characters. I think there's definitely some stuff going on between Seren and Feylon, and then Seren and everybody, and Trokk. I'm waiting for what I want to see next now is a Trokk Gregor scene where Gregor is maybe trying to get him to like not beat something up or something. I don't know, something just mundane even, but just to see what kind of role playing scene that would actually look like.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for that too. Just with us kind of going off on our own, having have worked before, get into a situation where we're going through the motions of something that we've done before. Maybe like Trokk does the distraction, and Gregor does the whatever sneak around back type thing. It's just playing into like old habits like that. Or they do like whatever the Star Wars equivalent of rock paper scissors to see who gets to be the bait.
They use chance cubes.
The chance cubes, yeah.
All right, anybody got anything else? I will take
I will say,
sorry.
if you like this game system, I know it's out of date now, but don't forget Edge Studios are redoing it. So I actually went to my local gaming store and managed to pick up a book I didn't have, but with the Edge logo rather than the FFG logo. So
Nice.
they don't do PDS because of the Disney licensing, but if you like the game system, you can still go and buy books now in your FLGS.
Nice.
They're back.
Nice.
Books are back.
Yeah, they're being distributed by Asmodee.
By who?
Asmodee, which is
By Asmodee.
Yeah,
Okay.
they bought FFG
Okay.
about 6 years ago.
So if one were to, what would be a couple of good search words there? Edge of the Empire,
Edge
Asmodee.
the Empire. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Edge Studios. Edge Studios is the
Edge
publisher.
Studios. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think that is it. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. As always, the like, subscribe, and all the other buttons are really cool, but the one I like the most, come on down and join the Discord. and come and talk shit with us, talk shop with us, talk whatever with us. If you look in the description for this video, the Discord invite link is there, or if you're still in the live stream and you want to try it out, exclamation point Discord will give you the invite there as well. In the meantime, stay safe out there, my friends. This world is a crazy dark place, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. And as for me and mine, we're out of here. Have a good one, my friends.